Hello and welcome to Culture Shocked, the pop culture podcast brought to you by four aging millennials and our outdated opinions. I'm your host, Corey, and with me as always is...
Hey, I'm Adrian, and if you don't like Back to the Future, why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
There's that word again, heavy. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull? And I'm like...
As you can probably tell, Doug couldn't be here with us today. And, you know what, guys? This isn't right. This is Doug's favorite movie trilogy of all time. We can't really do it without him. You know what? He was available last week. I'm going to go ahead and go back.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Go back?
See you guys last week. Ooh, I have been waiting to use this baby. All right. See what we got here. Oh, computer. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Oh, right. Flux capacitor. All right. Start her up now, I guess. Whoa. Let's fucking go. God, that was amazing. That was amazing. All right. Well, I suppose I'd better get in there. All right.
Hello, and welcome to Culture Shock, the pop culture podcast brought to you by four aging millennials and our outdated opinions. I'm your host, Doug, and with me as always is...
Hey, I'm Adrian.
Oh, and if you can make like a tree and get out of here or whatever. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, there's that word again.
Yeah, heavy, we get it. Doug, can we just get this started, please?
Okay. Corey, you're being a little weird, dude. Anyway, like I said, we're going to do our Back to the Future special, I think. Corey, is that okay?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If it doesn't work out, I'll just go back again.
Hey, Corey, what am I going to say next?
I'll tell you last week.
And I'm confused, and this is Culture Shock. So, like I was going to say, we're going to do Back to the Future, because Corey okayed it, I guess. Whatever that was.
I have deemed it possible.
Wait,
Acceptable.
I thought we were doing Rick and Morty this week.
Oh, wait.
We
Yeah,
are.
I am confused.
All right, guys.
What are we doing?
We are doing Rick and Morty, just the original, the OG Rick and Morty.
I like it.
Guys,
So
hold on. I gotta get new notes.
Yeah. I'm going to just start with part one, clearly. Doc, Marty. How did these two meet? I don't know. Do you know?
John Mulaney has an interesting theory.
How about you share it with us?
John Mulaney's whole entire thing about this movie is amazing.
Yeah, he has an entire skit about the people who went in and pitched Back to the Future. We actually talked about this on an episode, but
refresh my memory.
Yeah, I don't remember which episode. Maybe even the movie episode, the first one.
Do you want to know a fun fact?
I meant just tell us the John Mulaney bit a little bit.
Oh, Adrian remembers it way better than I do.
You talk about the people pitching this movie. You know that this script was rejected 44 times before it was finally greenlit?
Wait, who rejected it?
I'm assuming the Universal Pictures.
I know Disney. Disney turned it down because
Disney did turn it down.
They thought the
idiots.
They thought the mom wanting to make sweet love to her son was a little too risque.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, me too, man. Oedipus, calm down.
What is? Yeah, go ahead, Adrian. What's the John Mulaney skit?
Oh fuck! Am I supposed to remember that?
Oh, you don't remember it?
No,
I'll give it my best shot.
Yeah, good.
Well, he talks about how when they go in and pitch the movie, he said, "I would love to hear the pitch for this movie. It's about a disgraced nuclear physicist. He's either 40 or 80. We're not sure. And he's best friends with a high school student. And he creates a time machine, and then he goes back in time, and then he says the exec said, "Oh, that's a great idea. Is he going to go back and like stop the Kennedy assassination or something?" And he goes, "Oh, that's really good. Well, what did you?" And he says, "Well, what did you want to use it for?" And he goes, "Well, now I don't want to tell you." And he says, "No, go ahead." And John Mulaney says, "Well, we thought it would be funny if he went back in time and, tried to fuck his mom." It's so
I love
fucking
it
good.
because I was like, wait, well, no, don't worry. He doesn't do it. He doesn't get to.
He doesn't
Yeah.
get to.
He says, I don't know. We thought that'd be fun for people.
And when framed like that, it's a wonder that I was allowed to watch this movie at age 3.
You're
Anyway,
right. There's a lot very unexplained about like how he knows him, why when he goes back in time is the mom so attracted to him.
and not only is he a disgraced nuclear physicist, but in like part 2, like he's getting taken away. I love the
Yeah.
fucking Family Guy skit.
What?
It's like, Marty, we gotta go back to fix the future. What's wrong? It's your kids. Something's gonna be done with them. Your daughter marries a black man. It's like, no, Doc, I don't think we should hang out anymore.
Which by the way, can I point out that if Doc just told him what happens in the future, he could just change it?
That's what the whole second movie is.
Yes, but he
about.
doesn't
Did
have
you
to
not
go
pay
to the
fucking
future.
Attention?
He doesn't have to go to the future to change it. He could just, in 20 years this is going to happen. I won't fucking do that.
If that would have worked, he would have fixed it by just knowing that knowledge. It wouldn't have
But
been that way when he got
I was
there.
gonna
Well,
say-
we don't see him after he regrows up. Maybe he
Well,
did
it's
fix it.
Doc always says that you should never know too much about your future. So why would he tell him?
He
It's
showed
probably-
him. He in
it was-
person.
He took him.
He took him there to show him.
It's probably a lot easier for them to just go into the
No.
future, fix it real fast instead of
No,
trying to.
Here's
Part 2 doc already said what the hell and read the letter from the first one.
Here's what it actually was, Mike. It was written in the script, so that's what the actors did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's the boring answer.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Thank
what
you,
it's-
Robert Zemeckis.
I hate your answer. Go fuck yourself.
But since we did talk about it a little bit, we're gonna move past it. And I'm sure we'll get back to it. I'm sure that
Yeah.
Marty wanted to fuck his mom, but in the second movie,
He was really weird about it. She was the one that was
Okay,
DTF, yo.
but here's the
Well,
thing. Here's the
not
thing.
at first.
In the second movie, when he goes to the future, ends up knocked out, and wakes up in bed, she wakes him up with her giant new boobies.
Yeah, and he's like, "You're so
he's
big."
staring at them and
Or-
says, "You're so
or-
big." Why
or
is that
newbies,
what
I
as
he
mean,
we
brings
call
up?
them.
I'm sure that was shocking.
No, I'm pretty sure he wanted to fuck her. In the past and the future.
I mean, are we sure his name's just not Oedipus McFly?
I don't think that one was as
That's the
suspect.
middle name.
Yeah, I don't think the incident in Back to the Future 2 was as suspect, him staring at his mom's chest, as in the first one when she's wearing the dress to the dance. He's checking her out like 6-7 times. Like he keeps looking down.
He's
you woke up-
17.
Yeah, but if you
it's
if
not
you
his
woke
mom
up,
yet.
if you woke up and your mom suddenly had like triple D's, I would understand taking a look or two. Like, what the fuck?
But Adrian,
If you go back and look at him like 8 times when she's in high school.
this is before it was his mom, so technically,
Hey, he was in high school too,
oh,
Adrian.
Adrian,
That was also a Family Guy thing. He said, well, since I'm fading anyway, I might as well go back and bang my mom. And then he's like, oh, Marty.
Cronenberged the shit out of it.
Adrian, I get what you're saying. Like, if you woke up and your mom suddenly had huge fucking breasts,
Yeah.
but do you really have to bring attention to her?
Yeah, and I would also be like, Mom, you're alive.
our mom's
Son of a
totally
bitch.
dead, guys.
Son of a bitch, I'm in. Okay.
Son of a bitch. I'm
No, that was
our
last
mom's
week,
dead.
Mike. That was last week, though.
Oh,
No, that was
Wait,
we were
no.
supposed to do that this week.
my understanding of time is all fucked and fluxed.
It'll all fix itself. Don't worry. I didn't go back that far.
Flux this shit. I'm out of here.
Go back where?
Thanks, guys. This was educational.
But I don't have kids anymore, so I
Oh.
did go back a ways.
But anyway, Marty's mom's tits aside.
I'm not
felt-
done. I really
Yeah.
want to talk about that more.
Oh, okay.
I felt like that was the only place to open the episode.
Leah
Oh,
Thompson.
by the way, hi, Mike's mom. I know you listen to the show.
What?
That's why Mike hasn't opened his mouth at all during this.
I
fight.
know.
Mike, what would you do?
Technically, Mike, she's not your mom yet, so
This is heavy.
This is heavy. What if you woke up and your mom had big old boobies?
I'll give you that one, Mike. That was good. but I'm taking it out.
Yeah.
It was too funny.
It was too
We're
good.
not allowed. Mike,
Sorry,
you have
Mike.
like a line that you're not allowed to go past.
Well,
when it comes
I
to
mean,
humor.
to be fair, heavy is used multiple times in each one of these movies. Any real fan knows that that's one of the biggest lines in this franchise.
So during the
Clearly.
first movie,
Clearly.
so during the first movie,
Yeah, that aside, first movie.
I'm gonna pretend it wasn't even said.
All right. So anyway, first movie.
I actually have a fun fact for the first
Okay.
movie.
Yeah, hit us
Hey.
up. Hit it. Corey's possibly true facts. Yeah, yeah.
No, my statistics are made up. My facts are always correct.
All right, fair enough.
72% of the time there.
Sex Panther.
60% of the time it works every time. That doesn't even make sense.
You don't
But
make sense.
but everybody knows that about I think it was like half the movie was filmed with Eric Stoltz. They
Yeah.
filmed quite a bit of it.
They
it was six.
finished most of it.
He from what I was reading, he was on the set for 6 weeks.
Yeah, so that's a long fucking time for a movie. And obviously he didn't work out. I'm not even 100% sure that I think he was too dry. It wasn't coming off as
Bro.
comedy.
Have you seen Eric Stoltz?
No,
He
no,
worked
no.
out.
That isn't why he got replaced. He
One-
got replaced
one him-
because Michael J. Fox's schedule opened up and they wanted him to begin with.
No, there was
Actually,
another
no.
there was another
No.
reason.
He
No,
turned
he-
it down because of family
Hold on.
ties at the time.
There you go. Good. Doug
No,
wanted
no,
to
I
finish.
know that. Yes, he did make a deal with Family Ties to come on, but
Yes.
they didn't. No, it was because Eric Stoltz wasn't coming off as funny.
Yeah, they actually.
There's a
they
thing on
actually said-
Netflix, the movies that made us. They talk about it. The producers, how he just wasn't coming off as funny. Nobody was laughing in the test screenings, so they had to go and fight for Michael J. Fox because that's who they wanted in the first place.
You know, I've never looked at these movies and thought, "Damn, that's a classic comedy." You know,
Yeah, but you got to think about Marty McFly's lines. If they're
Yeah.
more dry, they're not funny.
Hey, Dad,
But,
Daddy-o.
Eric
Exactly.
Stoltz
That's bull-
agreed. Eric Stoltz agreed with them that he wasn't really cut for the part.
Yeah.
And
But-
Tom Wilson, who plays Biff, almost he almost got revenge and beat the shit out of Eric Stoltz in the one fight scene.
Yeah, because Eric
I
Stoltz
guess he
almost
yeah.
broke his collarbone.
Yeah, he's being
Yeah.
way too aggressive with him in that cafeteria fight scene.
And by the
Really?
way, Tom Wilson, hilarious in real life. He
and
does
a very
he does
very
stand-up
nice guy.
comedy. Very nice guy.
He played that role exceptionally
Oh my
Yes.
god, so
across
good.
all the movies.
But anyway, the
Eric-
actual none
Eric
of that was
Stoltz-
my
Oh,
good.
I was just gonna say Eric Stoltz was so rough with him that at one scene, actually, Crispin Glover came in and said, "You take your goddamn hands off." of him."
And then he quit the movie.
If that's true, I love it.
Was that in the first or second movie? Because I don't think he was in the second movie.
I think he clearly was. Did you not watch it?
George McFly
wasn't
was
him.
in Back to the Future
Oh.
too.
No,
I did
George
hold on.
McFly was. Crispin Glover was.
I have
but-
1 second. I have the Blu-ray box right here. Let's see if he's.
Go ahead, man. He's not in it. I looked it all up.
I know. That's
Wait, Corey, you're saying like we're thinking seriously. You
No,
know,
I
we
know, I know,
Crispin
I
Glover's
know.
not in. Okay.
No, but you know what? I have to give some real fucking facts. You guys are always doing that, so I got to give
Comedy.
some facts.
Crispin
comedy
Glover
intro
didn't get
stage. Fuck.
he didn't get paid for his appearances in the second movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
because he
but
didn't.
'Cause he wasn't in it.
technically-
right, but here. Listen how fucked up this is. So the only scene which appears in all three Back to the Future films is that of Doc sliding down from the clock tower on a cable before the clock is struck by lightning. Stuntman Bob Yerkes, who doubled for Christopher Lloyd during the scene, got extra payment for parts 2 and 3 without having to do any work. So why did he
Nice.
get paid and
Oh,
Crispin Glover
well,
didn't?
No,
Crispin Glover did get $760,000 on a
Wasn't that-
settlement.
yeah, and
Well,
after he
okay.
sued them for it.
Yeah, after he sued him, this guy
Yeah.
got paid willingly.
That's
Yeah.
true.
See, that is the one dirty fact about this movie that I really like. It's like the one black stain on its like record. To me.
Well, is that
It's
the
like,
one
man,
dirty fact? Or I mean, Michael J. Fox tried to fuck his mom.
What's dirt?
and that
Mike.
was a fact.
Mike, if your mom had some big old boobies,
No, he didn't try to fuck that version of his mom.
I mean,
that's true.
I'd go.
And the
back.
crazy part was in part one, Jennifer was who was Jennifer in part one?
When it was Eric Stoltz, the original Jennifer was actually Melora Harding, who plays Jan in The Office.
Oh,
She was originally Jennifer, and the chemistry was okay between her and Eric Stoltz. But once they got Michael J. Fox to come on board, Melora Harding was like 3 or 4 inches taller than Michael J. Fox.
the
And they wanted him to be taller, even though he's a short man.
Tom Cruise effect.
Exactly. And they didn't want to do everything with him either on milk crates or like trick shots where she's further back.
Yeah, like
so they just
even though they had to anyway.
They just that was way less obvious though. Yeah, so then they went out and got Claudia Wells for the first movie. And she was a perfectly fine Jennifer, but by the second movie they replaced her again. They could not get Jennifer right apparently. And they brought in Elizabeth Shue, who is a very good actress.
Yeah, like I like who they ended up with as Jennifer, but the one in part one was just way hotter.
Yeah, okay.
I have some speculation about that, and this isn't fact. When I was doing some reading into like fun facts about the first movie, they had never intended to make a second and third one.
No,
like that whole cliffhanger at the end of the first one was just mostly like that was supposed to be a joke,
right?
And I think that's why like taking Jennifer with them to the future, like they admitted that if they knew they were going to make 2 and 3, they would not have taken her to the future. That's why she got knocked out so early. And
they had to figure out where to put her.
I don't think they intended to have this actress back, so she might have been
a random alley, Corey.
She might have been like not available when they decided to make the other 2 movies because 2 and 3 were recorded at the same time.
Yeah, if Back to the Future 2 taught me anything, it's totally okay to leave passed out girls in an alley.
A random side alley
in 2015.
In 2015,
hey,
which we all know is a very safe time.
It was a strange time, okay.
Very safe for women.
That was pre-Rona, okay? The world was done.
Oh, right. There weren't monsters out there or anything.
When all there was rape and murder.
Yeah.
Simpler times.
Oh,
good old American, like, fun.
I don't even finish that.
I sugarcoated it, and Corey just went straight for it. He said, fuck it. I'm going to say exactly what you're thinking.
Corey made me stop. I'm sorry.
You could have took it a step further and said good old Christian.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Christian.
Hey, we can't talk about Christian Bale like that, guys.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Christian the wrestler.
But Christian Slater.
I was doing his intro music. That's what I do is I just go to churches sometimes and people are walking out. I go, Christian.
Hail Mary, full of grace.
I just walk around and ask who all's on Christian Mingle.
I'm looking for someone that's on Christian Mingle and Farmers Only.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
So so a couple alternate choices for Marty McFly. Who do you guys think would have done better? Ralph Macchio or Johnny Depp?
Neither.
Well, I can tell you.
No.
I could tell you this right now. Bob Gale said that when Johnny Depp auditioned, he doesn't even remember him auditioning, so he clearly didn't make an impression.
I would have hated that.
I think Ralph Macchio would have done fine.
I think Ralph Macchio would have done fine.
Ralph Macchio was the Walmart version of Michael J. Fox.
Exactly.
But that's why he would have done fine.
Yeah, it would have been okay, but he would have been more like, had that fake Brooklyn accent that he had in Karate Kid.
This is exactly how
and
it
then
would have
Michael
been.
J. Fox would have been in Karate Kid instead of Back to the Future. It would have got really weird.
And Karate Kid would be your favorite series.
Yeah, and I already like parts 1 through 3 pretty damn.
If it would have been Ralph Macchio, we all would have just been like, yeah,
Fuck.
Back to the Future movie. It's
Is
fine.
that why I like Karate Kid 1 through 3 so much?
Ralph Macchio?
Because he's just the knockoff version of Michael
He's the
J.
Wish version of Michael J. Fox.
I mean, that totally makes sense. And can I point out, Elizabeth Shue is the love interest in Karate Kid. So,
Bro.
there is a connection there.
Son of a bitch!
I've never noticed any of those parallels until right this moment. My
Yeah,
mind's a little bit blown. Okay, so the actual movie. Now that we've got that out of the way.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So the opening credits, I pointed when Mike was doing his rewatch, I made sure to tell him to go back and look at the opening credits because for fans of the series who've seen the movie enough times, you probably at one point perhaps by chance noticed a single photograph during the opening credits when all the clocks were on screen of Doc hanging from a clock tower. Which was that just an Easter egg, or was that supposed to signify that Doc, because it's time travel, he was well aware what was going to happen all along because it already had happened to him? That's a question I want to ask you guys.
The movie's pretty clever. There's a chance that they...
I mean, it was there from the get-go. That wasn't something they digitally added
I don't
later.
think...
Like fucking George Lucas would have done.
I don't think, without explaining that, I don't think
Don't-
Doc knew that was going to happen.
I had to just take a shot.
Don't
at
you go
Adrian.
talking about a superior trilogy.
Can I talk about a
Whoa.
theory that might be true?
Yes, please.
Maybe Doc Brown is Marty,
No.
but he went back to be Doc Brown. That's why he
No.
knows he's hanging from the thing.
Wait, Corey, provide us with some more context. How might Doc Brown be Marty?
Because Marty already lived till he was old. Then he decided to go back and help his younger self.
Great Scott, Marty! I saw your mom's boobs.
I'm going to break your theory using the movies, not even my outside. In part 3, when he's talking to Clara, he mentions that as a child, he grew up reading Jules Verne's novel, 20,000 Leagues, and the fucking other one, which was a big inspiration to him to become a scientist. Marty didn't know who that was. So
That's because he hasn't read them yet as Marty.
he read them as
Also,
a child.
also
He was still
Doc,
a child.
Doc mentioned something
Are you
along the
trying
lines.
Wait, Mike. I'm sorry. Are you trying to say that this is a parallel universe, Marty?
Yes.
I hate
And
it.
as we learned in Endgame,
Parallel
you can't
universe,
change your
alternate
past.
timeline.
Your past now becomes your future.
You
So
tell
everything
that-
he did
tell
as a
that
kid
to-
before
Tell that to
didn't-
part 2,
doesn't matter.
you.
And we don't know how long we don't know how long Doc knew Marty. He might have known him since he was a little kid and stopped him from reading all those books.
You mean that disgraced
Sorry.
nuclear physicist?
I'm sorry, there's absolutely validity in the he
There's
could
not.
be.
No.
Wow,
Yes.
Corey, I can't believe you actually are
No.
buying into
No,
this.
no. I
He's
think
pissing
it's,
me off. That's what he's doing.
Wait. So you're saying that
There's a
you,
chance.
you like that fan theory?
I just made it up off the top of my head. I didn't
Yeah.
read that.
So,
Oh,
Corey,
He
are you
just wanted
saying
to. He just wanted to piss me off.
So
is
you're
this like a Tyler Durden situation?
no,
He's just talking to himself.
No.
His
So
name was
he's-
Marty McFly.
he's
His name
he's
was Marty
okay.
McFly.
He's okay with that, but yet when they did it in Lightyear, he thought it was stupid.
I have no reference to this, so I can't.
Wait,
I
what are you
know.
talking about?
Well,
Anyway,
because
hey,
what?
the first rule of Project Flux Capacitors, you don't talk about Project Flux Capacitor, okay?
I didn't
Oh.
say that was stupid in Lightyear.
You said you didn't like it.
No, I said that I thought it was okay, but it didn't need to be in there. Adrian hated it.
Well, Adrian hates everything.
Hey,
That's true.
Hey, I have a question about
I like
Lightyear.
Back to the Future.
Did Buzz try to fuck his mom?
Yes.
No.
All right, then it
Oh.
doesn't matter. Moving on.
Did Buzz try to?
That's all we care about in this episode.
Hawthorne
guys.
was his mom.
It's not a great movie unless you try to fuck your mom.
No, it's not Back to the Future. unless you try to-
I'm
Anyway,
pretty sure Back to the Future.
Why
is
else
one
would you make a time machine?
Wait, are you telling me? Are you telling me Avengers Endgame is a bunch of bullshit?
Hey, I like it.
damn it, you got me. I have to say yes here. Anyway, fuck. You found the one thing that will make me.
No.
It's his kryptonite.
Or is Doc George?
God damn it!
No,
I hate. I
We're
hate
just gonna
everything
go
you're
through
saying.
it.
right
no.
now.
Doc
Is-
was his mom. That's
Wait,
why.
So he tried to fuck Doc?
No, Doc
I'm
tried to
confused.
fuck him.
These timelines confuse me.
Doc set all this up because he wanted it to be okay, so they'd be the
Wait.
same age, you know.
is Doc Huey Lewis who turns down Michael J. Fox's band in the auditorium?
No, he was the news.
He was the news. You're just
was-
too. You're just too loud.
He was Marvin Berry.
I'm sorry, but you're just too loud.
The irony in that.
Right.
Chuck,
Hello.
this is your cousin,
All right.
Marvin Berry.
So-
you know that new sound you've been looking
Yeah,
for? Well,
yeah.
listen to this.
Can we please take a second to to point out that they took something amazing that a black man invented back in the day and gave it to a
And gave
white
it
man?
to Marty McFly.
Well, that was the 80s.
Another
Way back
part of
in
the.
Louisiana, up in New Orleans, or back amongst the woods, amongst the evergreens. That sort of log cabin made of earth and wood. Lived a country boy named Johnny Be Good. He never learned to write so well, but he could play the guitar like he was ringing that bell.
Go, go,
Johnny,
go!
I prefer Earth Angel, Earth Angel.
Whoa.
Won't you be mine?
That was another part of the John Mulaney joke.
My darling girl.
Guys,
sorry.
this is just terrible.
Love
last-
you all the time.
The last 25 seconds
I'm
sorry.
unusable.
I'm sorry, you're wrong. I have a beautiful voice.
You're unusable.
Nice. that was good.
But for real, so part one, like they perfectly laid out from the beginning that there was a hint that maybe Doc may have knew what was going on. Maybe that was what inspired him. No, that was the hit in the head, but to make the flex faster. But so it starts out really strong, like kids skateboarding, Huey Lewis and the News is playing. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
Great soundtrack, by the way, to this.
Oh, great soundtrack. Yeah,
films.
all of them.
Yeah,
Marty
literally.
unrealistically goes flying across the room when he puts the amp all the way up to 11.
Oh, yeah, puts it on
dude,
overdrive.
Did you see that fucking amp?
I mean, I did, but I mean, there was a little. I mean, maybe he would have fell backwards, but not flew across
Well,
the fucking room.
if you pause it at the right time, Mike, I actually know a fun fact about this.
Oh, really?
If you pause it at the exact right time when the speaker blows up, you can see Gerard Butler back there kicking him.
Telling him this is Hill Valley.
Oh,
Got him.
wow. You know what? I rest my case.
All right, so they go from there. They head to the plutonium's shown under the bed for you to notice that
Yes.
there's something going on that maybe shouldn't be going on. Then, boom, we're at Twin Pines Mall before it's Lone Pines Mall, clearly.
Yep.
And
Well, real quick,
just-
before you move on,
yeah,
all the clocks ticking was a reference to the movie The Time Machine,
yeah.
which also opens with a bunch of ticking clocks.
That's actually a good point. There was just dozens of references.
There's
in
a
the
lot
intro.
of them.
The newspaper clipping when you were rewatching it that you showed me, Mike, was actually a really good one to notice too, because that's one of the things that changes at the end after they fix things.
Mhm.
How it doesn't burn down. It's like he's honored or something.
And then when Marty's doing the talent show, he says the line, like, I just don't think I could deal with that kind of rejection. A line that'll come back to play later in the movie.
Yeah. Fucking, I wonder who we learned that from.
Right. Maybe we're not so different, you and I.
You see their life. Like, old Biff is like totally fucking, George McFly is just a total bitch to Biff. Does anything he says. Lorraine clearly hates George. And hates her marriage and her life and basically her children. Her children are all fucking, except Marty, they're all losers. Like,
Marty's
Dave-
just kind of an
yeah,
outcast.
Dave sucks. Fucking, I forget.
Joey is in prison.
Joey's
fuck.
in prison. The girl, I always forget the girl's name.
I love that in part 3. He's like,
Jailbird Joey.
Jailbird Joey. Was that 2 or 3? He's like,
Three.
you better get used to being behind those bars.
Kid.
Yeah.
No, that
was the
these
2.
bars.
Was
That's
that
the
the
first
one?
That's
That
the
was the
first one.
3.
Was that the first one?
He's not. He
Yeah.
cannot be talking to that kid in 3.
It's not a kid. It's Uncle Joey, and he's talking to the baby that Seamus and what's her face had in part 3.
That
God,
baby
don't-
would not grow up to be Joey.
No, because that's 100 years beforehand.
Right,
It's
that
the-
was his
it's
great-grandfather.
It's the first movie.
Is it the first movie?
It's not the first movie. It's the
100%.
third
I
movie.
just watched it like in the last 2 days.
And you're wrong. Jailbird Joey, because he's on the McFly farm, Clan McFly, with Seamus and his wife. I always forget her name too.
No.
And
No.
the fucking baby was just born in 1885. So when he was Jailbird Joey, Uncle Joey. I know the timeline's kind of fucked up there, but you got to remember.
Yeah, wait, because if he was born in 1885, then if he was in jail in 1985, he'd be 100 years old.
What you are talking about, that baby, which I just finished that movie.
That's his great-grandfather.
It's his
Yeah,
great-grandfather,
and he-
William.
Yeah, and he goes to prison.
No, Joey goes to prison, which is his uncle.
I'm gonna have a heart attack.
I think Mike is right on this.
Because what happens is in the first
so tell
movie,
me,
he says,
what kid does he look at? What baby does he look at and say, "You better get used to these bars, kid," when they're in a crib?
"That's
other than
Joey." In the
Where?
first
Where?
movie, when he's like when he's going to dinner with Lorraine's family, and
In 50
the-
oh, in
yeah, and then
1955.
the mom says, "Yeah, it's just strange. We can never get him out of there. He loves being in there."
Yeah, we just keep him in there all day.
You know
'cause
what? You got me.
you got the tater.
You got
It was-
me.
I was just so confused. I'm like, but that can't be the Wild West. Joey
I
would have been
know,
115
I
years
know.
old.
You got me. He loves
Okay.
being in there. We just can't get him out of there. You're right.
I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't just watched him. So
Yeah, so
And that's when his mom grabs his thigh under the table and says, "You can
yes,
sleep in his room."
yep,
All right.
yep.
To be
Redeemed
fair,
myself.
he's
Got it.
Calvin Klein at the time. He's not.
Yeah, hey, I redeemed myself by mentioning how Marty wants to fuck his mom. Okay.
You're my
And-
mother. You're my mother. You're my mother.
You're my mother. And
Hey,
we're back.
I think Justin Timberlake and Andy Samberg have a song about this.
You're a mother lover. I'm a mother lover. Yeah.
We should love each other's mothers.
It's fuck each other's moms. Fuck each other's moms.
Wow, I'm sorry I got that wrong.
So at this point, we're at the mall. We figure out that Doc Brown has been doing biddings with terrorists.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, what is up with that shit?
That threw me all the way the fuck off.
He's a disgraced nuclear physicist.
He is.
How else do you get plutonium?
Watching these movies as a kid, I just did not get that. Like, I
know.
got that he ripped some people off, and that's why they killed him.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't get that he was like
Okay,
doing
Mike.
all this illegal shit.
Mike, you don't get it.
I
You
don't
just
get it.
It's called plutonium 1 inch to the left. Okay.
Culture shock classic.
Hey, welcome back to 106.4, the Culture Shock Classic. You don't get it.
All right.
Yeah,
Here,
but-
I'm the penguin. I'm here with the beast.
What the fuck?
The Wolfman, the Penguin, and the Beast.
And Marty McFly's mom's titties.
Sorry, I'm trying to do a penguin noise.
Is that a penguin?
I guess.
Just insert Danny DeVito's
We're here with the
voice.
fennec fox, the most annoying animal on Earth. The
Just do-
penguin. It just sounds like it's masturbating.
Just do the crying penguin from Mario 64.
The bald eagle. It doesn't actually. Yeah.
There we go. That's a penguin. Everyone knows that game
guess-
is accurate.
I guess they do make
100%.
noise. Actually, they do make noise. They say smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Smile.
I love those penguins.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They chirp. They're birds.
Yeah, they make like a chirp.
Not the ones in Madagascar.
Oh, you know what penguins sound like? 5-time Stanley Cup fucking champions.
Oh my God.
Let's go, Pens.
Hey, I'm right. I agree. I agree.
It's an I agree.
I disagree.
This is one thing we can agree on.
Hell yeah, penguins.
But,
Anyway.
Corey, you kind of made the comment about how you don't understand why his mom is so infatuated with him, but it's kind of like that. They actually do explain it because you said they don't really explain it.
I think we've touched on this topic enough.
I'm trying to move this on.
I
Come
was
on.
about no. But,
All I'm saying is that Doc mentions, because that was supposed to be George that got hit by the car.
Yeah.
And she ends up falling in love with George
because he was bird watching.
Bird watching?
He's a perv.
He's a peeping Tom.
Yeah, but I think it was just a matter of she was taking care of. It was whoever she was taking care of. She fell for him.
Sorry, real quick. Fun fact: it's what's the syndrome called when
It's like
Stockholm
nurses fall for their patients.
No, Stockholm
Yeah.
syndrome's the reverse.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking.
Where they fall for their patients.
No, it's
Oh.
when like people in like horrible situations end up falling in love with their captors because they just break basically. That's Stockholm.
That's
syndrome.
called Stockholm syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not what we're
You're
talking,
talking
about.
about. Okay.
Yeah, it's
but,
the opposite of that.
Mike, so your theory is Lorraine would have fell in love with any fucker that was put in her bed.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
100%.
Well, then
could have been
wow.
It's called Lima syndrome.
The actress makes a joke that she was told by her agent that the only thing she could play during that time was either a virgin, a whore, or a mother, and she said it was beautiful because she got to play all three.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think
You drink? Come on, Marty. You're starting to sound like a square. Anybody who's anyone drinks.
No, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, if she fell in love with fucking George McFly, like the loser version of him that didn't stand up for himself, she would have fallen in love with anybody that got
Exactly.
hit by
So
that car.
it wasn't even the fact that it was Marty. It was just the fact that it was
And Marty
some guy
was
that
cool.
And it
Well, yeah.
totally.
You mean
it
Calvin
totally-
Klein.
Calvin.
Calvin Klein.
And it totally makes sense why George was still a bitch in the future too,
Oh yeah.
because he never had that chance to stand up for himself.
And not only
Yep.
that, but his entire like relationship with his wife was a total lie. He was
Yeah.
literally like a peeping Tom in a tree and got hit
That's
by a car.
true. That's something you don't really talk about is how
Yeah.
fucking creepy that shit was.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, back in the 80s, that was just cute.
Adrian, now, okay.
Did you know a bird in Europe is a loose term for a whore? Anyway,
Oh yeah.
I was
Well,
going to say.
then I am a bird watcher.
aren't we all? I mean,
George McFly was a writer, so he was just doing research for a book.
Oh, okay, yeah, that.
my name is Darth Vader. I've come from planet Vulcan to melt your brain.
He
That's
Eddie
tried.
Van Halen.
Dude, that would be the best part about going back to the past is you could use all the references from today to like make yourself sound fucking horrified.
But you know
See,
what?
yeah.
You know,
Here's the issue with that was that Star Trek already existed in 1955, I believe.
But did
It might not
Vulcans,
have come out
'cause
till the 60s.
well, Star Wars didn't, obviously.
It's
but,
kind of.
Yeah. And
kinda
Eddie
funny.
Van Halen certainly did.
It's kind of funny that you mentioned the whole Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan thing, because
It's like word for word what he says.
Universal Pictures had Sid Seinberg. He didn't like the title of Back to the Future, so he insisted that nobody would see a movie with future in the title. So in a memo to Robert Zemeckis, he said that the title should be changed to Spaceman from Pluto, tying in with the whole Marty as an alien joke in the film, and suggested that the further changes, instead of saying I'm Darth Vader from Planet Vulcan, you should say I'm a spaceman from Pluto. Steven Spielberg wrote back to him and said, "Hey, thanks for sending such a fun joke memo." And Scheinberg was too proud to admit he was serious, so he gave in to letting the film retain its title.
Yeah,
Bro,
let's all go out on record and say thank God Steven Spielberg was director and Robert Zemeckis wrote
that
the
was 100% Spielberg's way of saying that is a dumb fucking idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's nice.
Thanks for sending us a joke. We all needed that laugh.
That title 100% would have worked in the 50s and 60s for sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
Sure.
But by the 80s, that was overplayed.
And
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg,
And he knew
you're
it.
not going to tell him he's wrong. So.
No. He wasn't quite what he is now, but
Except for
he was
Jurassic
still-
Park 2 and 3, but I can forgive him for those.
We were talking about the
and Jaws.
we were talking about
No, that movie's perfect.
Yeah, that
Getting
movie is
that.
incredible.
We'll get back to that here in a
I
little
forgive
bit.
him for Jaws.
Yeah, we'll talk about Jaws later in this episode.
Yeah, it'll come up.
But the shark still looks fake.
Yeah.
No, but the
You
thing
only
about
get to
the
see it depending on which network it airs on if you watch it on television.
the thing about the Wimpy George, I like. I don't know if they did this intentionally with the second one, but it was kind of a nice little like answer or wrap up, like because in the second movie when he goes back to the past, you see that Biff is like spiking the punch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the first movie, George is drinking that punch. So people are like, did he have the confidence because he was a little tipsy?
Hey, we all need
It-
some liquid courage from time to time.
It really does give you courage, most people.
Yeah, so I don't know if they answered that on purpose. Or...
If you're an extremely timid person who's always holding things in,
Yeah.
alcohol is going to break
I
you out.
mean, I will say it definitely helped me with when I first started doing karaoke, because I couldn't fucking sing in front of a bunch of people.
No,
See,
hell no.
that's
You guys
a-
know how I am? Imagine when I'm drunk.
Why do you think karaoke is mostly at bars?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
exactly.
I don't need it anymore to sing in front of people because I've done it enough. But yeah,
Yeah.
I want to rock you like a hurricane. Clearly, I'm talking to my mother here.
Here I no, but I always thought it was weird when George walked up the car. He's like, "Hey, yeah, damn."
Yeah, it really made me wonder. Is he drunk?
George was
They-
actually hammered.
cut. You weren't actually supposed to get drunk, Crispin.
Oh,
we're not bringing you back for the second movie.
I'm gonna go get some coffee.
This one's for Corey only, but Biff, where's the corkscrew? Our horror fans will get that. But yeah, and then the other dark theory, because I love going on movies like this and reading like Reddit fan theories. Do you guys
oh
ever do
yeah,
that kind of stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the darker theories is that Marty's mom, on top of her husband, I'm drunk. On top of her husband being a total wimp, and she was smoking and drinking because Marty never told her not to, or Calvin Klein. There's also a darker implication of, since George never stood up for her, did something happen with Biff and her that she has trauma about?
100%.
Yeah, you think?
Which is why she's so weird about her daughter like dating anyone.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I also have a kind of thought that her dad might have been abusive.
No, George was too much of a bitch to be abusive.
No,
He
no,
was
no, no,
slapped
no, no,
around
no,
by
no,
his
no,
kid.
no,
No,
no. Lorraine's dad.
Oh, no, he was actually a good guy.
Was he?
He was a 1950s good guy.
He
Yeah.
said, but was it?
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, he didn't seem that bad to me.
Yeah, like
He's-
he let
he's
a
kinda-
random, he hit a random stranger with the car, then let him like stay with them
Yeah,
as long as he had to and
yeah.
everything.
All right.
Yeah.
Did he?
I don't think you abuse your daughter and then bring a stranger in to take care of them in your daughter's bedroom. By the way,
Yeah, and you trust your daughter enough with this strange kid that you just hit with a car. It was
I was only making that suggestion because
another idiot got hit. I hit another idiot.
He was kind of acted like an asshole, and her brother's always going to jail. So
That's
maybe they
just
just
a
grew up with a
1950s like trope of like. I grew up watching a lot of that like TV land shit, so it was like
Yeah,
I was
that's-
like All in the Family and
that's
stuff. That
what-
was so on point.
Mike,
for, like,
you
that
might not know
era.
this, but Doug and I are from the 50s. We're actually time travelers. Back
Yeah,
then, people used to
idiot.
just go to jail and hit people with their cars.
Yeah, Daddy-O.
But Bryan Cranston wasn't that kind of dad.
He wasn't alive in the 1950s. Cool, Superfly.
Superfly.
What was that? Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Leave It to Beaver, not Malcolm in the Middle. My bad.
Oh, you're thinking. Yeah, Bryan
Leave It
Cranston
to
definitely
Beaver
wasn't in Leave It to Beaver.
Bryan
Predates.
Cranston didn't go to jail because he got killed in his meth lab.
Yeah, idiot. Didn't you
What a-
watch the movie?
What an idiot!
This
What
is
a
a cro-
loser!
This is a crossover. This is a crossover we need.
To get back to the movie, so he steals plutonium from fucking actual terrorists that come with AK-47s
With
in a
rocket
fucking
launcher.
Volvo. In like a fucking Volkswagen van.
Oh, Mike, this was also
Rocket launcher.
this was also a thing in the 50s. If you went to any shopping mall at
No,
1
that
in
was
the
the
morning,
85s. That was 85.
sorry, the 80s. Yeah, you would see terrorists with rocket launchers.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
was
God, they found me.
normal.
I don't know how, but they found me. Run
Yeah.
for it, Marty!
I was born in the back of a car in a mall parking lot while terrorists were shooting at my parents.
In a van
I'd
down
like
by
to
the
point
river.
out. I'd like to point out, like, not only was this movie really wasn't suitable for kids because he got shot with an AK-47 in like the first 20 minutes of the film, and we thought he was dead.
Yeah, but there's no blood.
Well, he was dead.
Well, yeah, because no, he wasn't, because he knew. Didn't you see the opening credit picture? Come on.
No, but
Anyway.
the first time didn't
Yeah.
he actually die though?
I think the first time he
The
actually
whole
does die.
see, I don't think that was the
Are you
first
sure?
time. Doc had already been through this. He had already met Marty in the 50s. Like, this isn't. It's think time travel. Think fourth dimensionally. I know that's a quote from Doc, even, but you're not thinking fourth dimensionally.
Yeah, that seems that's a weak point of mine.
You're both wrong. Doc's first time was with Clara.
Claire Clayton.
I believe that.
Oh, like Clayton Ravine. I wonder if that's.
Corey, you
Wait,
said
what do
you
you mean?
believe
This is-
that?
I believe that.
You don't believe
Yeah.
Doc got any action before Clara?
No.
Actually, he even said something about it would be nice to know the love of a woman or something along those lines in the third movie.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's 35 years old and looks like he's 80?
Yeah, he's simping hard for Claire.
He actually graduated the year before Marty.
Yeah, and remember,
He is
No.
Marty.
he's Marty's best
true.
friend from like.
That's
middle
just
school.
true.
Just
Yeah.
know, kids, no love in life and tons of masturbation will do that to your hair.
Christopher
said,
Lloyd
Marty-
really has looked 80 for 50 years. hasn't
Yes.
He has. But now he actually is 80.
He said, Marty, I used to go to the next school beside you. My name was Ferris Bueller.
he? God, don't ruin this movie with a shitty movie.
Ew,
Oh,
gross.
Ferris
You
Bueller would
know
kick.
I hate
Ferris
No.
Bueller would kick Marty McFly's ass.
No,
Fuck no, he would.
He would trick his friend into doing.
But
it for him.
he's way cooler than Marty McFly.
Hell no. He doesn't even play
wow.
guitar, bro.
All Ferris Bueller
He
would have to do
sings-
is
He sings on a float down.
He doesn't
like
skateboard. He doesn't play guitar. He doesn't
he's
try to fuck his mom. Like,
well, that's true. Never
Well,
mind.
no, he did. Fuck his mom.
Marty's got him.
oh, he did. He
There's
went through
deleted
it.
scenes.
But
He fucked his mom.
Ferris Bueller doesn't need to drink alcohol like a pussy before he sings in
All
front
right.
of people.
The
Like
full
Mike.
title. Wait, the full title Ferris Bueller is not Ferris Bueller, the Triple X Party, right?
Did you just say Fuhrer Bueller?
That's
Oh my
that's a
God.
movie about Nazis.
that's the
Bueller.
sequel. That's the sequel to Schindler's List.
Fuhrer Bueller.
Yeah, Bella.
All right, Mike. That is the third funniest joke you've ever said.
Doug has a
In my
ranking.
opinion, I do.
And guys, I'm gonna have to cut it. I can't.
That was too fucking good.
I can't allow this.
That's the sequel.
Mike's gonna keep his files and save them all,
Holy fuck! I'm sorry.
just in case I do cut it.
Mike's gonna be at home showing Amber, look, this was every time I was funny. She's gonna be like, yeah, Mike, I don't give a fuck.
Doug never laughs at my jokes. like
Seriously, Amber, I made this joke. Yeah, okay, great.
If it's just my voice clip, it's not going to make sense.
Mom, seriously.
That's true.
this. Schindler's List 2, Santa's coming for you.
God damn. Okay, so terrorists, Doc gets shot.
Yes, and
Marty
Marty
has to go
freaks
back in
out,
time.
goes back in time, runs into the fucking...
That
runs
barn.
over the tree in the dude's farm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that turns it into Lone Pine Mall.
Yeah, and he's in a fucking radiation suit. The kids come in, dude has a shotgun. He gets away from that somehow.
you
remember
know-
this dude's been through some shit, right? He's a
You know
high
how many
school-
times Marty's had a shotgun aimed at him?
or an assault rifle.
At least 3 times that I can count.
Marty is 100% like, or 99% at dodging shit. He's so good at that in these movies.
And you're over here saying Fierce Bueller's colder than this guy.
Fiora Bueller?
I'm gonna say that.
Fiora. That's my favorite scene in Fiora Bueller. When they're in the classroom. Fiora.
They're like, how?
Fiora Bueller.
Where's Fiora Bueller?
Oh, Friday.
We just lost our German listener.
Mike, how do you say I think he's sucking
right,
German?
Shit. We might sprechen Sie Dick. Anyway.
Yeah, right. That is Fiora Bueller.
Was ist das Scheiße?
Yeah, so Doc gets shot. We just keep going back there.
Yeah. No, we're already past that. He's in the future. He runs over the tree.
He's in the past.
Past. How
This
can
is confusing.
how does he keep fucking shit up? Like, how does he think that it's a good idea
Butterfly.
to hunt down his fucking father or whatever? Like, hold on, wait, I'm trying to think.
He doesn't know anything else.
Oh yeah, he chases his father down. Like,
No.
fucking
He
stupid.
accidentally runs in.
Yeah,
That was
he
an
goes into a diner. And
accidentally runs into him, but then stupidly follows him.
Yeah, because he realizes what a fucking loser he is.
Come
and
on,
he's
Mike.
like, wow,
Don't-
this could fix my whole future.
Don't tell me right now if you went back to the past, saw your dad or mom, you wouldn't follow them to see what they're fucking doing.
Yeah, as a teenager, like you don't
Everybody
know
would do that.
Yeah, you don't know the rules of the
Yeah.
fucking alternate timelines and shit. You'd be like, oh my god,
like,
that's my dad.
if I could go back in time and meet my dad as a teenager, I'd push him off the bridge. Anyway.
I'd beat the shit out of him.
I don't know what I would do.
Oh wait, Mike actually likes his dad.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
know.
right. Yeah. Wait, what's that like?
it was really nice.
It was cool. I would recommend it.
I liked your dad more than I liked my dad.
Oh yeah,
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Mike was it awesome.
It was pretty cute.
Yeah, no. So he meets his
Me, Adrian,
dad.
Corey over here shedding a single tear. We don't understand.
He meets his dad, and he gives this like camera like over his dad's shoulder when he's.
I do
That's
love how when Biff comes in, he's like McFly, and
they both-
he's like
They
both
do
look.
the same thing.
Oh, this is one of those cases. I was thinking about this the entire time I was watching these movies. Remember how I complain about comedy movies always fucking recycling jokes?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is one of the few times that a series of
it
movies
works for you.
actually gets away with it because
It
like
has to.
it just makes sense. It actually kind of makes sense, you know? And they do it in a they don't do the exact same joke, but it's the same joke.
Chicken,
Like-
yellow.
Yep.
Except the manure. That's the same joke all three times.
I hate manure.
I hate manure.
That's the best, dude. That's like the best running gag in the whole series, though. Every Biff, they're just destined.
Biff.
They're predestined to get covered in shit.
Ugh.
What's his name in the third movie?
Wild Dog Tanner.
Wild Dog Tannen, and then
Mad
his
Dog.
name in
Mad Dog.
Mad
my
Dog
bad.
Channel.
Yep, Buford Mad Dog Tannen, and then
Yep.
in the second movie, his name's Griff.
You have any last words, Buford? Yeah, I hate manure. God damn it.
Dude, what was that actor's name again that played Biff?
Tom Wilson.
Literally, old Biff, young Biff, Biff from the future, Biff from the past. He played them all. And great actor.
Hell yeah.
I don't think there was a bad actor.
Did you know that his catchphrases, make like a tree and get out of here, and Butthead were all improvised by him?
Oh, were they?
Well,
Yeah.
Did anyone tell him he sounds like an ass when he says it wrong?
Well,
Butthead's not that clever.
Wait,
No,
he
but,
came up
like-
with Butthead?
Dude, his delivery on Butthead. was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's got that B with
Iconic.
explosives.
Butthead.
Butthead.
It's true.
He's
That's
also
just-
a big guy.
That's as funny as a battleship with a screen door. It's submarine with a screen door.
Literally, him constantly fucking up.
It's leave, you idiot.
Idiot.
That's just wow.
Sound like such an ass when you say it wrong.
You know, Boondock Saints stole that joke from Back to the Future with
A lot of
the
things stole
with
stuff
the
from Back to
the Tourette's
Future.
bartender always fucking shit up.
Yeah, I just remember that Tourette's ridden guy and
Back to the Future is one of the most ripped off things, period.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame did it.
It had like that Matrix.
No,
it had like that
it
Matrix
proved that
effect.
that's bullshit.
No,
So-
hold on. I actually the writers for Back to the Future talked with the guys from Endgame, and they called them out on their little comment about saying Back to the Future is bullshit. And they said, but then you guys in fact do go back in time and revisit scenes and stuff and such, and the writers of Endgame said, yeah, we actually used Back to the Future too, as a lot of
Like inspiration.
inspiration for parts of that movie.
Yeah, they did the same thing. They went back and tried to stay hidden during the same scenes. Yeah.
Even though they tried to make the joke about time being not cyclical and yada yada.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
this isn't a theoretical physicist podcast, guys.
Yeah, we
No,
don't
I
know
would
shit
love
about
to be
science.
part of that. I would. Hey, speak for yourself.
I'd like to point out that it wasn't cyclical because when they went back to the future in Endgame, nothing had changed.
No, I agree.
It wasn't the same as Back to the Future because when Back to the Future, when he changed one little thing, their whole fucking life changed.
But hear more about that on our MCU Phase 3 episode, which will be at some
That's
point.
fair. That's fair.
That'll be episode
So anyway.
100.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, didn't we already do phase? Whatever.
We
I don't
phase
care.
one.
We did phase 1.
Oh, whatever. I don't care. We're talking about the best trilogy of all time right now. Oh,
So let's talk
We're
about
talking
this.
about Lord of the Rings?
This is Star Wars. This
no,
is
but
thi-
nice sneak peek at future. episodes.
We already fit in a Walter White Heisenberg reference, so there's another sneak peek. We're getting them all in today.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's almost Halloween. Oh, that was lazy.
Hey guys, we're foreshadowing much like the opening sequence of this movie did.
Yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah.
So let's talk about one of the things always gets brought up. Maybe you guys have a solid answer for this. How do Marty's parents not recognize him in the future, like when he's born?
Okay, I actually do have an answer for that.
I want to hear your theories.
Well, you do realize they only
think
saw him for he was only there for like 6 or
but
7 days.
He was instrumental in bringing
He
them
was a
together.
huge part of what
Yeah,
You would
happened.
remember that person.
30
You wouldn't
years
remember what he looks
is a
like.
lot longer than you give it credit.
Yeah, but
for.
he looks like Michael J. Fox.
You're gonna sit
30
here.
years is a much.
You're gonna sit here and tell me
No.
that you remember every fucking person you talked
if
to.
someone
in high school.
introduced you to your
Guys.
wife,
No.
You would-
Think about it. Think about it like this. He didn't even look like that for his first 17 years of. It took 17 years of his life, so they grew up with this kid all the way till he was at that point.
that's fair.
Yeah.
But when
And
he was
it's 30 years
17,
later.
but when he was 17, do you think George is like, "Hey, honey, we have to have a fucking talk"?
No, I think
Remember Calvin Klein?
I've always thought that.
Remember fucking Calvin Klein?
What happens when they went and bought Marty's underwear and saw Calvin Klein in the underwear? Do you think Lorraine
Yeah.
had like a moment of what the fuck?
She's like, I should have fucked that guy.
How about when Star Wars came out
yeah.
and George was like, Calvin told me a lot of this shit.
And Star Trek and Star Wars and Eddie Van Halen became popular, and he heard that music 20 years
And tape players.
Yeah,
hazmat
and
suits.
Walkmans. and
there's
hazmat suits.
there's also another Reddit fan theory.
well, they didn't hang out with the disgraced scientists, or maybe they never saw it.
There's also another fan theory where George, being such a big fan of sci-fi, like all these references that come true, some people like think maybe he accepted the fact that Marty discovered time travel. Like maybe he buys into the theory of time travel because he does bring up Star Trek and Star Wars and skateboards and all that bullshit.
And
So-
he also wrote that best-selling novel in the future where he wasn't a piece of shit, like a loser.
Yeah, and there was Johnny Be Good, and and what? Oh, I wanted to. This
Maybe-
was this was a
Maybe you
theory.
guys weren't ready for that yet, but your kids are gonna
but
love
your
it.
kids are gonna
Wink.
love it. There's a theory on Reddit as well that either he knows that Marty's a time traveler or he thought that Marty was an actual alien, because it says, this person on Reddit said, I've become more convinced of this because George McFly's book. If you look closely at it near the end of the first movie, it's called A Match Made in Space. The cover features a boy who looks like George about to kiss a girl that looks like Lorraine, being brought together by an alien wearing a suit. I've always thought George McFly's book is just a retelling of the whole film. George McFly wrote this book, which is to him a nonfiction account of what happened to him, but to the world it's a science fiction masterpiece.
And
You know, I actually
and the alien taking the shape of his future son would have
See
made
that?
more sense to him.
Yeah, see? To me, that would make more sense about like how the...
I like that theory. I could accept that one.
But Doc can't be Marty.
Fuck no,
Go
that's
fuck
stupid.
yourselves.
What kind of idiot would believe that theory?
Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, Marty's totally an alien child in 1955, but he can't...
Non-real fans would believe that theory.
Oh, fuck all.
Guys, this episode's getting heavy. This episode is getting heavy.
Oh shit!
I can't believe I do this podcast with 3 white ass crackers. Anyway,
White ass crack isn't like a double negative, really? What the hell is Fabiola?
He also said ass crack in there, so I'm really confused.
as
White
I'm
a-
eating crackers.
Why do I do this show with 3 white ass cracks?
Oh, probably because of all the crack.
Oh yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
Small little aside and off topic, but I saw this little clip last night of a stand-up comedian, and some dude in the crowd was like, he got involved, like, into a little, like, back and forth with the guy in the crowd, but it wasn't like heckling. He's like, wait, so you went to New York and you just bought crack from some random guy? He's like, hell yeah. He's like, well, how'd that happen? He's like, the dude came up to me, he's like, you want to buy some crack? I'm like, yeah. He's like, and you're just like, yeah, so you smoked a bunch of crack in New York? Oh yeah. To get it fuck you up? Oh yeah. He's like, and then the guy yells, what they told you about crack being whack is a lie. Oh, they were lying about that when they said that?
That sounds familiar. I can't think who that is, but
I don't
I've
know.
heard that before.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the Future and plutonium disgraced scientists who probably made crack at one point.
Oh, for sure. Tried out some. Maybe he's Walter White. Anyway,
no,
guys, check out Breaking Bad season 3 here in a couple weeks.
No, because we know what Doc was doing in 2015.
Yeah, he came back. Duh.
Yeah.
Idiot.
God.
He was helping.
It's like you don't think.
You're not thinking fifth dimensionally yet.
Ooh.
Fifth dimensionally.
Nice.
Holy fuck.
Doc Brown was helping direct Jaws 19.
Oh my God.
This time it's really personal.
They finally got it right by Jaws 19.
Corey's quitting the podcast, guys.
Oh, and then one last theory I wanted to share. Since we were talking about earlier, because Doc is pretty adamant in this first movie about not looking too much into the future, like just, live your life at the timeline as it may fall. The one last theory is that Marty's actions may have actually changed his view on that. Because remember, Doc does eventually look at his note.
I don't even think that's a theory. I think that's straight up right.
You think that's just in the movie? Like, because when George punches Biff and it doesn't change, like, Marty being born, and it just happens a different way.
And not just that, but like, because he was already flipping out. You see him like tear up the letter and shit. But then when Marty gets back, Doc sits up and he pulls out the letter.
Yeah.
He's like, what about all that shit changing the future? And Doc looks at him, smiles, says, I figured, what the hell?
What the hell?
But also, when he's warning Marty of all that, I don't think he actually knows what'll happen. Yeah. And as a scientist, he's trying to be like, let's not experiment with this.
Yeah.
This is a little too dangerous.
Drastic effects on the...
So when he was telling him what could happen, I think it was all theoretical in his head.
Mm-hmm. But then 2 showed what the bad side of what could happen.
Yeah,
with the sports.
It did.
Marty got a little greedy, pissed off Doc.
I didn't invent the time machine for financial gain.
Exactly.
I don't even understand that sentence.
Okay, so anyway, I think something I want to touch on that I don't think ever really gets mentioned was how well CG was used in these movies. It wasn't overdone. It was just a little bit, and it didn't look horrible.
Yeah.
For the time,
I'm pretty sure.
Honestly, the only time I really noticed where it looked kind of sketchy.
It's a train.
No, it was in the third. Well, it is in the third movie, but no, not even that. I'm talking about when he's like flying away on the hoverboard.
That was the green screen.
Claire in his arms. That was probably the only time I actually really noticed it being kind of.
And that wasn't even like really CG.
I mean, for the time, you're right. No.
Yeah, no. I know the first one won awards for special effects. I think the second one did as well, maybe.
I'd like to give them props for not CGing the fucking flames on the ground and just lighting fire.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, and then having the actors dance on it.
The only time in the first one that the effects looked somewhat sketchy to me was when he was on stage and his hand was disappearing. It was so clear that they just put something up there like that wasn't his hand.
Earth Angel.
It was just real quick. It was real quick, though.
Yeah.
So it was like, it didn't really give you time to stare at it.
It was fast.
Look at our effects. Look at the dinosaur in the background.
I just want to say a lot of times in these movies they highlight Michael J. Fox's hands, and it's kind of awkward.
You heard him try to play guitar,
Guys, do you think Steven Spielberg is a time traveler and he went?
Oh,
he wanted to shoot a lot of Michael J. Fox's hands so he had something to look back on.
That's so fucked up.
My dear God.
That's like it's like an athlete who loses a leg. They watch all their highlight reels from high school.
We miss you, Shazer.
Some of us.
I'm sure
Oh my God,
that Michael J. Fox goes back and watches all of his old movies all the time.
No,
he probably cracks the same old jokes that he did in his show.
Yo, Family Ties was a good show. Shut up.
That's such a good show.
He probably
said.
He probably watches Karate Kid and he's like, I could have been in these movies.
Man, I could have made these movies. Legend, wait for it. Neil, get in here. Derry.
Wait for it. Neil. But then he couldn't be I'm glad Michael J. Fox didn't do Karate Kid, because then he'd have to be in Cobra Kai, and that could be trouble.
That could be a little shaky.
For sure. Like,
there's just something circling Doug's head, but he didn't
I had
say
to
it.
stop myself. I'll enjoy that.
He's like,
joke
I'm just
for
gonna let it go.
Okay.
That'll just be for me.
Whew.
Oh my
So
god.
anyway, Christopher Lloyd was way taller than Michael J. Fox. You see, so they had to put Fox on
Oh,
a
God,
box
yeah.
often.
You've heard of
Or
Elf on a
use-
Shelf.
Or use weird camera angles, and when they had
Or
like
Doc,
close-ups
or
together,
Christopher Lloyd had to
you
hunch
know, he
back.
had to fucking. That's why he had that weird hunch in a
So-
lot of scenes.
I'd like to just touch on all the clever, like, small details, like the Lone Pine Mall, him having the bulletproof vest, things like that. The Western Union guy,
The crack of the clock tower.
in part 2.
I didn't notice this, but I had read about it that when Marty comes back, there's like a chip out of the clock tower where Doc almost fell off, like signifying that this timeline was different.
Do you recall before he went back in time when they were? Oh, you mean when he went to the alternate 1985? It sucked.
No. When he comes back the first time
And
after
Life's
being
Great.
passed, and Life's great. There's
The one
there's a
that
piece
broke.
on that ledge missing of the clock tower from
Did
when
you-
Doc almost
By the way, another little tidbit that makes me believe that Doc knew this was all going to happen was they were collecting money for that clock tower because of the day that it was struck by lightning in 1955, and it was always struck by lightning. That's why it wasn't running the whole time. But they were collecting money to save the clock tower. At the very beginning of the movie, him and Jennifer were staying there in the park before they went to his audition. Mike looks like he's not following. That's why I kept going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm intently listening because I'm trying to figure out where you're going with this.
That's another, like, Doc knew about that night. He already hung from there. He's already seen the lightning strike it. The one thing about that photo that I wish they had detailed was have one of the cables hanging off of it. That's the one thing that doesn't give credence to my theory, I guess, as that there was no cable hanging off the clock when that picture was taken of him hanging off of it. So
Right.
That picture also could be a reference to, I gotta remember the name of the movie now. It's a movie from like the 50s. It's a silent era movie called Safety First or something like that.
Yes,
The guy's hanging off a giant
Really?
clock tower, and it looks more like that. Because the guy's wearing like
here. Ironically, what you're
the
talking
guy's
about,
wearing
Corey,
like a top hat and trench
Picture
coat and stuff.
handy, anyone? But
I don't.
Yeah, his name was Seamus McFly.
nah, it's Jailbird Joey. That's how he got. That's why. That's why
From
he got
1885.
Nah, 55.
Fucking Jailbird Joey from 1885.
So wait, but hold on. Like, don't they redirect the lightning from the clock tower?
Marty
to go
had
to
the flyer
DeLorean,
for
or-
saving the clock tower in his pocket from that scene I was talking about, and he's like, "What if we did know when lightning was going to strike, Doc?" And he handed them that about how the clock tower had been struck by lightning in the past.
Okay, yeah.
And that's
Because
how
that
the
had
whole
already
plan was
happened, yeah.
possible
Right,
to begin
right.
with.
Because
Yeah,
they knew exactly
they knew
what
the
time
date
it
and
was going
time.
on.
It didn't redirect the whole blast when it when it happens and they have
Yeah.
chords and stuff.
That's why the clock still
It's
ran when they went back in the future was good.
Yeah.
what you're talking about with that picture in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I read something about it. The guy that it's actually depicting, his last name is Lloyd, but it's not Christopher Lloyd.
Oh,
Andrew
It is
Lloyd
from that
Webber.
movie you're referring to.
Wait,
No, but it was just a foreshadowing thing. It wasn't
Oh.
meant to be like, hey, this happened
Kristen
already.
Lloyd, his estranged brother.
Doug, the picture's in Discord.
A little bit. I can see it. Okay, that's sort of it.
oh yeah.
Well, it's also more on the right time. If you look at that picture
You're a
in the
moron.
movie,
I actually
it's on the
post this
9.
picture in the Discord, so I'm gonna go find it real fast. And almost, man, we post a lot of memes, everyone.
Almost
No, you
dead
guys have-
air.
I mean, keep talking, whatever. Okay. No, the time is actually very different.
Whatever.
What'd you
But
guys
he
eat
has
today?
the hat. Fuck, he has the hat on.
Red
The time's
lentil
totally
snacks.
different, but he has the hat on. Yeah, fuck. That's
really?
a good point because he has that same outfit on. It's just gray instead of black. The time's on a different point, but the hat really brings it together. All right. See, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, that's
See,
what I was saying.
I found that picture when my PS2 was broken when I was 14, and that's when I learned that you could readjust the eye with an Allen wrench. And the only disc I had on hand that I knew for a fact wouldn't read was a Blu-ray. It was a DVD disc, and when I had the DVD copy instead of the Blu-ray copy, and I put that in, and I was just watching through and seeing it work, and I noticed that picture, and so I just always assumed that was Doc.
I mean, it still could be, but Zemeckis could have been like throwing back to
That's
that.
true.
He might have liked that movie too, or
it's
something.
riddled with fucking Easter eggs.
And he may have even done the whole clock tower hanging off the
It's
thing
very possible.
because of that movie. So, I mean,
Did you know John DeLorean, the inventor of the DeLorean, wrote a fan letter to Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale, thanking them for immortalizing his car?
Probably making him millions of dollars.
Well, yeah, because after the film's release, body kits were made for
Yeah.
DeLoreans
And
to look like.
One day I
that
will
car.
own my
they're
own.
also making
They've
making
been
a
making
DeLorean
DeLoreans
this
ever
year.
since. They're
Next
really
year.
nice. Oh, the
Yeah.
classic.
No, but I mean, it's
Yeah, the new ones
pretty.
are real nice.
It's making a
They're real
comeback.
sleek. But one day I will own a Back to the Future DeLorean, like 100%. I will
I would
own one
love
before
that.
I die.
Wait,
Mike has one on Grand Theft Auto.
I have
5.
one in. I have it
I
in
do.
Rocket League.
It
Fuck
flies
off
and
that
everything.
DLC. Come at me.
Nice.
Wait, guys, how did we never have John Dorian with a John DeLorean? Scrubs
Wow.
missed a
Yeah.
chance on that one.
So,
Wow.
there's something I really like about this movie.
Right, it's right there. Bill
Sorry,
Lawrence was
Mike.
probably
You
drunk.
don't get Scrubs references. It's okay.
The accuracy that they chose to go with in the final
Of which
scene, like the
movie?
final sequence, where Marty's about to
car
head
won't
back to the
start?
future. When Doc says, by my calculations, you have precisely 7 minutes and 22 seconds until lightning strikes the clock tower. It's exactly 7 minutes and 22 seconds later when that
Because
actually happens in
Spielberg
the movie.
knows how to direct.
Wait, so even with that minute, like
Yeah,
where the
it's
engine
timed
wouldn't
perfectly.
fire up and stuff?
Yeah.
So did Doc already know that there was going to be engine trouble?
No,
for
what
like
he's
that,
saying
the
is
30 seconds?
they timed the movie to take exactly 7 minutes and 22 seconds of literal real time to get
Oh, like
to
off
line
screen
up
time.
with what Doc said.
Yeah.
That was my only little nitpick with the first movie. Like, as precise as Doc Brown is, Marty has trouble starting the car for like 45 seconds.
He didn't tell him. He told him you have this amount of time before the lightning strikes, and then he started having car trouble.
Yeah.
before.
I think he was just trying to start the car to sit there and idle until it was at 7:20.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
No,
Man,
I
you're just
actually
reading
like
too much
that
into
you,
it, Adrian.
You have to read into them because it's like you said.
Adrian's
No,
trying
no.
so hard to hate something about this movie.
No, Doc is just so calculated.
I can see that.
yeah,
I can see
seems
that.
like that would be off.
Well, he also knows everything that's going to happen because he's Marty. So
Hey, I've said nothing negative about the first movie.
All right, but I think
Here we
I think
fucking
we
go.
touched on enough of the first movie.
We've covered.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
move
Shall we
in.
get into the second one?
I'm actually.
I would
what
love
do you-
to.
Okay,
I
you know,
love
I'm
all
gonna
the
let
future
you start
stuff.
off. So we have the first movie ends with setting up the second movie. Clearly, Jennifer Marty got problems. Your kids are fucked. They suck at life, just like you used to. Get in the fucking car. Let's go.
not used to. Marty still sucks in the future.
You're right,
Something's
Marty
got to
had
be done
that
about your
fix.
kids, Marty.
That's this movie that fixed
No.
the movie.
Nobody
Yeah, it's
calls me
the
a
second
chicken.
movie that fixed the second and third movie that fixed that problem.
Yeah,
Hey.
fucking needles.
You know who Needles is, right?
Who's needles?
That's Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Wow,
Oh God, it is.
Red
Oh,
Hot
son
Chili
of-
Peppers been
son of a
together that
bitch.
long?
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
They're a time traveling band.
Lord, we were born time traveling band.
If you look in the background when Marty's on stage playing Johnny Be Good, they're up next.
So this movie, I think the second movie starts off strong. Immediately, you're introduced to the future, which
Hey,
when we
it
were
was
kids,
only 7
was
years ago,
fucking
okay?
awesome. I know, but that's what I'm saying. When we were
And
kids,
hey,
the
look-
future stuff looked fucking cool. Now we're all disappointed.
Everything Back to the Future promised us, and all we got is the Cubs winning the World Series.
and Donald Trump being in charge of the world at one point.
There was other things. I took the liberty of writing down a list of all the things futuristic
You
this
took the
movie
liberty.
had.
You took the liberty.
And some of them
Yeah,
we
'cause
actually
you're fucking
did get.
American. You're goddamn right. You took
Yeah.
the liberty.
Goddamn liberty! Yes.
He's literally talking
know.
to Needles on Skype.
Oh, okay.
Liberty bibbity.
All the TV channels, not being able to do that with TV because I don't have a TV that I can watch 16 channels at once. Holy fuck, that'd be cool. I know some people do.
They do have They do have some
Yeah.
cable companies give you split screens like
Well,
that.
that's what I'm talking about. One of the things was, multiple
You can walk into
channels
almost any house
on
in
one
America
screen.
and say, "Hey Alexa, turn this on," and it will happen. So that's all real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, fax machines are still
For
a
the
big
medical
thing in
for the
2015.
medical field.
And
they
every-
still
Yeah.
are.
You're fired.
And they still print out.
Toshi-san.
I would argue that the at-home credit card readers is no different than us just typing our fucking card information online to order at Amazon.
They have them that you can
Yeah.
connect to your phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a thing.
There's
on-screen
no
TV
excuse
video
for
call,
being
you
a
guys already
shitty
said
cash
Skype.
only company anymore. And fuck you if you are one, because I won't even shop. I won't shop at your.
I
store.
agree.
Listen. All that technology, I think we can agree. All we really wanted was self-lacing Nikes and hoverboards.
No,
I
wanted that fucking
rehydrating pizza.
yes. I wanted that fucking hydrator, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
By Black and Decker.
Mom,
And
you
that
sure
weird
can dehydrate a
hold you
pizza.
upside down thing to help your back floating machine. I loved that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I think I could use that today. Yeah. I even like the
Things-
fruit thing that comes down. And
That was
makes a
pretty
couple
cool, yeah.
fruits.
The things that I wish they would have brought with us that would have existed in 2015. A quick justice system that would have been
Hey,
nice.
That's a few.
Oh yeah,
no,
they
that's
got rid of
that's.
lawyers.
they
Hey,
abolished all
Futurama,
lawyers.
Futurama got that joke. Yeah, everything got fine once we abolished all lawyers. Well, what do you do now? If you want a trial and you lose, then they shoot you out. They fire you from a cannon into the sun.
I did love that, yeah. But well, that's what I'm just saying. Like what we did get instead of a quick justice system, I feel like we have an even slower one now.
Yeah.
Um,
Got the opposite
I don't
of
want to
that.
get into a. I don't want to get into
lawyers are like the
sociology discussion about the corrupted.
No.
prison system.
I'm just
Anyway.
saying,
They're trying to build a system.
automated size adjusting clothes or drying clothes. Like I thought that was really, really cool. We don't really have anything like that, do we?
Yeah.
Drying. You're now dry.
Oh yeah, adjusting clothes would be sick.
I don't even understand how that would work though.
Jaws 19. We never got Jaws 19. I know Corey's
Yes.
really devastated.
Spielberg
Yeah.
has him locked in the vault to release posthumously, just like Frank Zappa. Okay.
I think they got that half right. They just became Sharknado movies instead of Jaws.
That's
movies.
true. those are better.
Now
Those movies are
Sharknado I
so
can get down
trash.
with.
What'd you say, Mike?
What?
Mike, repeat that. Mike said they're
It's
better.
It was a joke.
Well, to be fair, most of the
It's-
Jaws movies are terrible.
Mike, for the first time, you didn't make a joke. That wasn't funny.
No, yeah.
Um,
in their defense, most Jaws movies are terrible.
Classic.
The original's a classic.
Classically
I
awesome.
did kind of find
Fuck
it weird.
You,
So
Corey.
No.
we have
I
thumbprint
don't use
ID.
it
That's a
because
thing.
I'm not giving
Um,
that to any tech
No,
company.
right? You do realize you were
Yeah.
you were printed
But
as a baby.
that's not
right?
a biometric data that gets
Okay.
bought and sold by Google.
All right. It
I'm
was
cool
it
with
was kind of weird. It was kind of weird that they didn't have like doorknobs on doors at all. It was all like
Well,
like, you had
Teslas.
to- yeah.
Yeah, fuck
Well,
that shit though.
But that is a thing though. That actually is kind of a thing in today's world.
Just
like- How many doors like at workplaces you've worked at?
They
do
got
you
your
fucking
thumbprint.
you swipe a key fob and then the door opens automatically. There is no handle.
Right.
There's quite a bit that they predicted that actually kind of came true. Automatic dog walkers would have been awesome.
Yeah,
would
that
be
way,
sweet.
like, since 90% of American dog owners don't even take care of their dog right because they won't get the fuck outside and take them.
It's
for
true,
a
you
walk.
piece of shits.
We already talked about it, but leaving
No,
girls in
that's
alleys.
always
that became
been a thing.
no, that was from the 80s.
No, that was
Oh, yeah, that-
Marty did that from the 80s.
No,
I
no,
did-
no. In the
But
50s,
Marty's
it was
from the
okay to
80s.
leave them in
No, they-
unlocked
they did-
vehicles with alcohol and cigarettes.
Yeah.
I did
They
love
did that.
the like
They did that in Jason Takes Manhattan.
Hey, I get that reference.
Hey.
I love the fake celebrity TV servers in the really bad
That was a
80s
Max
cafe.
That was a
Oh,
Max
yeah.
Headroom.
Welcome.
You guys know about Max Headroom, I'm assuming. Okay, so
yeah.
in
I've heard the name.
in
but I
in
don't
the
know what you're
80s
talking
there
about.
was he was like in the Eminem Rap God video, he makes fun of Max Headroom too. That slick back blonde hair that looks like
Yeah.
fake. It was a character in the 80s that was used to sell Pepsi, like literally just like in that movie. Yeah, and it was his name.
Oh
and
yeah,
the name
yeah,
of the
yeah.
character.
Okay,
was
I
Max
did know
Headroom.
that.
until the Max Headroom incident. You should look that up. It's a cool little video.
Yes, you must try the hot tea special.
Because there's a whole Pepsi thing in this.
Can I get a Pepsi free? If you want a Pepsi, you're gonna have to pay for it, bud.
Well, yeah, I love in the future. He's like, I just want a Pepsi.
Yeah, they're trying to offer him all this stuff. Like, I just want a Pepsi.
And how cool was that bottle?
That would be the coolest Pepsi glass I've ever seen. Yeah.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is buy Voss water. And
I'm sure they exist.
Bottle, but...
And of course,
well, yeah, you're right.
And of course, in that cafe, we have the film debut of none other than a guy we'll talk about soon, Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
He's one of the video game kids.
He's one of the kids.
Oh, no shit.
Game. You got to use your hands. Which, wow, how
he's like a baby's toy.
It's a baby's game.
Yep.
I do kind of love that they also.
Shit,
okay.
I'm trying, Mike.
Yeah, that is.
I see it. Yeah.
There it is.
Oh yeah, that definitely
Another
is him.
fact I knew.
And he didn't grow an inch since that day.
I do love the foreshadowing with that game because he's such a fucking crack shot.
He played every version
the Wild
of
West.
Gunman.
He's
the one with real guns, the one with
that's
fake guns. And
it's a nice callback,
and
Back to the Future 3. Let me ask you something, son. Where'd you learn to shoot like that? 7-Eleven.
Man, that's one thing I miss is like random corner stores having like a random ass arcade machine in it.
Yeah. There was a place in Oil City, I believe it was called Mike's Pizza. He had a couple arcade cabinets and a couple pinball machines in his place.
I had a pizza place.
Are you talking about?
It was Mike, two guys, a girl, a pizza place.
He was the guy who owned Sky Enterprises.
That was Rod. Yeah,
he had a pizza. He had a pizza place.
He owned a pizza shop. My dad was a delivery driver for him before I was born.
He had a couple cabinets and a couple pinball machines, and I used to go in there all the time and play them.
Yeah, there was Mike.
Actually, there was
two
a Back
guys,
to the Future pinball machine
and a girl and a pizza place, and Ryan Reynolds was there.
That was the.
We're not doing the episode anymore, and Adrian learns how to say the show.
I said it right.
Two guys in a pizza place.
Mike, two guys,
a girl in a pizza place.
JJ in a pizza shop.
Adrian finally said it right.
Two dicks in a pizza.
I saw that one too.
Yeah.
It's not.
I like my pizza with
that's just called big sausage pizza.
That's right. Show me potato salad.
I've also seen that movie.
Oh, Zach and Mary.
I can't pay for my pizza.
So,
I'll take extra sausage.
Aside.
Sorry,
from
ma'am. I'm
I
gay.
don't think Seth Rogen said that line.
That's going to be the future of porn. Is that a porn video yet?
No.
Sorry, ma'am. I'm gay.
Oh,
It's okay.
That's gonna be
My
$14.95.
husband's right here.
Cut that.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's okay.
Well,
My
then why were you going to
stepbrother's
suck
right
my
here.
dick? Oh, Jesus.
So,
Dog.
Oh,
It's
my
not
bad.
step brother. It's step bro.
So aside from Corey mentioning the plot device that is, why didn't Doc just tell Marty what happens to his kids and he
Because
can
that's
change
stupid,
it?
and there's no movie if you do that.
Right, exactly. So fuck. It's called plot armor, is what it is.
Well, that's why I finished that joke
Let's
with
establish
it was in
how
the
it
script.
sucks. Moving
Yeah.
on.
And moving on.
I just see
How-
how movies could end in 30 seconds.
How did Doc Brown invent the time machine if he was, institutionalized or put in prison years before he invented it?
He wasn't. No,
Well,
he
in this version he
invented
was.
the Flux capacitor in 1955. He just didn't have the means to produce it until the
Right.
80s.
So, if he was put in jail,
He didn't get put in jail until Marty fucked
And
up
that was in
and
20
the sports
yeah.
book went back.
Yep. Yeah.
And Biff killed George.
It was an alternate
Biff killed
1985. It's
George.
multiverse theory.
He had already made the time machine in the regular.
Okay, yeah.
That's why he
by the way,
explains we can't go back to the future
same
because it'll.
exact concept that Dragon Ball Z used for Trunks' time, not fucking with theirs. Woo. Okay.
Ooh. Okay,
and
well, that all
multiple
checks
other
out.
time travel movies and TV shows.
So,
Adrian hates multiverse.
So to me, Back to the Future 2, not and me being the guy who hasn't watched any of these movies in over a decade, I did rewatch all
So
of them
did
for
Mike.
this episode specifically.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm sure it hasn't been a decade since you watched them.
No, I watch them usually about once a year.
Yeah, so no. So you've seen them 10 times since I've watched
Only
them.
10?
To me, it's funny. Back to the Future 2 kind of had the same effect on me as an adult as Secret of the Ooze did for the Turtles. When I was a kid, the second one was easily my favorite.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
As I've grown up, the first one is clearly the better
I'm the
movie.
same way. I used to like 2 the most,
Oh,
but
well,
now
yeah.
I like 1 the most. But
I don't remember what I said in our actual first movie episode when we talked
I think,
about it.
I think you said
I
the
might have
same
said
thing,
second
actually.
was my
Second
favorite.
was your favorite.
Okay,
You know-
see, it's not.
3 is better
Oddly,
than
though,
people give it credit for. I don't give
know.
a fuck.
I still love 2 because of the alternate timeline you get to see.
And Mr.
in
Strickland's
the
a
present
badass
time, or
fucking
in
like
1985.
with a fucking assault gun.
That's the third time that a shotgun gets pointed
Strickland.
at Marty's face. By the way,
Yeah,
You look like
Marty
a
shotgun
slacker.
count.
the second time is when he crawls into that bedroom thinking it's his, and he lands on
Oh,
that girl.
God, yeah.
And the guy comes in freaking out.
He's like, I'm just in the wrong room. You damn right you're in the wrong room. I messed up.
Wait,
I
that's
messed
not-
up. You damn
that
right
guy
you
doesn't
messed
have a
up.
That's a
shotgun,
baseball
he has a
bat.
bat.
And he
A baseball
breaks
bat.
a lamp and
shit.
all kinds of shit.
Well, that's my bad. You're right.
Strickland
Mike,
points
was
a
that you that
shotgun at him
climbed
and
in the
he ends
wrong
up at
window
his
and
house.
Yeah.
almost got shot with a shotgun?
Yeah.
Mike was just recalling a memory he had.
Am I the only one that thought that guy reminded me of like Samuel L. Jackson the way he was delivering his lines?
Strickland?
No. The dad that with the bat.
I think so. I
Like
think
the way
that
he
might
was,
be
the
just
way he
you,
was
Mike.
delivering lines, he kind of reminded me of Samuel L. Jackson. It was like, I actually went on IMDb to look it up. I was like, is that Sam Jackson? I actually do recognize this actor. It's Al White. That's the dad. That
Who the fuck
Oh,
is
yeah,
that?
okay, I knew who Al
Yeah.
was.
yeah,
Like,
He's in a
He's
lot
in
of
the-
stuff in the 80s and 90s.
yeah. He's in
Oh, this
both
movie sucked,
Airplane 1 and 2.
I don't think that
No,
guy's
they
funny.
don't.
But that's an episode for another
Surely,
time.
you're wrong.
Yes.
You mean Leslie Nielsen?
Don't call me
Ha, ha,
Shirley.
ha, ha.
You
It's
just don't like
not
that type of
funny.
humor?
Like,
Okay. well, You're just not funny, Mike. I nailed it.
Thank
I
you.
fucking
Thank
nailed
you.
it.
Yep.
Got him.
I actually
Mike,
was
this
gonna
is
say
not
it, then
funny.
I was like,
Mike, when's the last time you saw
nah.
Airplane? When you were like 6? Okay. Yeah,
It's
it's
fucking-
not funny
It's
when
been
you grow
forever.
up.
It's not exactly a movie that
I
I go
wonder
back and
why.
like want to watch.
What
by-
could it
like
be
right off
about
the
it that
bat?
doesn't make you just
but
scream to run back and watch
I
it?
I enjoyed it.
How long?
You know
I
what
enjoyed
else?
it when I watched it.
You know what else,
Oh, it's been
All right.
good
Anyway,
ages.
this isn't the Airplane episode.
Doug? You know what else has
Yeah.
a lot of not funny parts when you grow up? Back to the Future.
It's a good thing
2.
it wasn't a comedy.
Right. Well, that
Oh my
was
god, these movies are comedies.
that was the problem with my first act and a half of
The
Back to the
first
Future
act?
2. To me, yeah, like, well, no, I like the future stuff. Starting when they
Griff, yeah.
introduced, what was his name, Griff?
And he has the
Yeah,
shoes
starting when they
that get
introduced
bigger.
Griff. Him and his whole posse to me felt like I was watching a fucking like
It
a
was
Power
great.
Rangers episode or something.
You know what? Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
They were so terrible.
Balkan Scully.
Yeah, Bulk and Scully.
Yeah.
To me, I hated that.
Me fly.
Rewatching that, I hated it.
Walk on
Like-
water unless you got power.
Did you guys know that's Billy Zane, one of his guys?
Is it?
Yep.
I did not. No, him and his gang feel believable in the first
Well,
movie.
yeah,
Like
'cause
they're
the
just
future
like these
didn't
50
exist
guys.
yet.
But yeah, exactly.
And when you
so
were
they
a
made them
kid,
ridiculous.
2015 hadn't happened yet, so you believed that was so possible. That's why Back to the Future 2 isn't as good
Yeah.
as now as an adult, because you know it's bullshit.
That's it. We've lived past
Exactly.
it, and we're like, no, it's not like that.
Plus,
at all.
back in the day, all sci-fi time travel stuff. Every time they went to the future, people were wearing identical
And they were
Yeah.
always spiked.
uniforms,
Yeah.
spikes,
Yep.
all smooth
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that was the look, wasn't it?
Blade Runner.
What are you guys talking about? People are wearing spikes now around their neck. all
Mike,
the
that
time.
happened in like 2004
Yeah,
when
but
we
you-
were in high school.
Well, it came, yeah, but it made a comeback.
Goths kind of are back.
No,
in
goths
right
just
now.
never stopped dressing that way. We just learned to we learned
Those
to
are
interact with
nerds.
other people.
Even though Doug says these aren't comedies, guys, this is a comedy podcast.
It's a
the
part of
movies are all
partially a
labeled
comedy
comedy, so it is the second category.
I think that's our second category.
Dude,
You're
I
our second
love-
category.
Nice. I still can't beat the
Well,
master.
Hulk's our first category.
Pop culture.
Adrian's the best after pop culture.
Wait, what? Oh,
was that
you were going
comedy?
based off Mike's joke.
Yeah, he just called you the second.
Oh, I'm the
Listen,
second category.
When people think about culture shock, the first thing they think of is Adrian's annoying voice.
They think Pop culture, then they think Adrian.
Then they think Baker Reviews.
Hey, check out youtube.com/Baker Reviews.
Mike, you tried to slam Adrian, but all Adrian did was hear his name.
That's right.
He's
I'm
like, he pulled a Trump. He's like, any publicity is good publicity.
Next thing you know, that you're going to tell me in 2020, our president was is a former actor.
Ronald Reagan. Oh yeah,
Actor.
Was a former actor and failed casino owner
And reality
Ronald
TV star.
Reagan.
and reality TV star.
Which way is the lobby, sir?
Yeah, you know, Ronald Reagan actually loves these movies.
Yes.
That's because his name is mentioned.
Of
Well,
course.
actually,
he's like, oh,
they were worried. They were worried that Ronald Reagan would hate him being brought up in it, so he had a screening of it first for them to approve it.
They were worried about a former actor being offended by that.
Yes, that's something that I actually read.
That's what happens when you get into politics.
and that's why we don't get into politics on here because they're all stupid.
They're all stupid. Yeah, you know, Mike, I'm sure you have this fact as well, but in his 1986 State of the Union address, he referred to Back to the Future.
He quoted the ending of the first movie by saying, "Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads."
And we still did need roads.
He lied to us.
Idiot.
To this day,
Fucking,
we need roads.
wow, Ronald Reagan lied
I'm
to
not
us. What a
touching
bitch.
this.
I mean,
With
what?
a 10-foot pole.
Every president who has ever been president lied to us.
Oh,
A president lied to us.
That is what they
I
say
know.
at every meeting, Doug.
If this was a drug, I'd want to do it all, but I can't because this is not a politics podcast.
let's listen to Adrian's problems.
I like the future stuff till we get to Griff, and then it's a little too cheesy for me as an adult. I don't really like.
I
love the hoverboard, of course.
Well, no, I do love that old Griff. Or fucking damn it, old Biff is
Old
like
Biff.
he's. Oh wait, no,
Old Biff
that's when he goes back
Old
to the
Biff
past.
is in the future
Never
as
mind.
well.
Old Biff's in
No,
the future.
but when old Biff is talking to his younger self, he tells him he sounds
See,
like an idiot.
I
He
think
says
Back
it
to the
wrong.
Future Part 2
That's
really
not him
gets-
talking to Griff.
It's strong right out the gate, then it gets a little weird, but then when they start intertwining what was going on in the first movie and that movie as carefully as they did, it got real clean.
I like that. Yeah, I don't like the future stuff with Griff, and I'm not really a big fan of fucking what's the place called when Biff like owns the world, pretty much.
Biffco?
They call it Hell Valley.
Yeah,
Do they
I
actually
don't
call
really
it
like
Hell
that whole
Valley?
sequence either.
I don't
No,
know that they ever say that, but
Probably
as,
in the script.
I think somebody
as
spray paints over
fans-
Hill Valley with hell. I think that actually might be accurate.
Oh yes, you're right.
No, I agree with you guys though. I don't think any movie in this trilogy is bad. I think it starts strong. I think it ends strong. It's all that middle stuff to me.
Are you saying you like part
Little too
3 more than
cheesy.
part 2?
Well, yeah, all.
Okay.
Let's wait till we start talking about part 3.
You really have to if you like westerns at all or have any nostalgia for westerns, part 3 is even a lot stronger. But
Yes. So obviously, there's a lot of reused film and whatnot from
On
the
purpose,
first movie
though.
and
It's
the
on purpose,
second movie
though,
in the
clearly.
second act. No, right. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that's not a negative. That's not a negative. I'm
You're
just
not saying like it's lazy or
No.
anything.
No, it actually makes sense and it's done very well.
It's like one of the first movies to do that kind
like
of concept.
I agree with you guys. So how they intertwine what's happening in the second movie with what was going on in the first movie. Like when Marty's in Strickland's office trying to get the magazine, and you can literally see Biff like attacking Lorraine
Biff
in the
comes
car.
into that room
and
first.
Then
Now Strickland comes into the room first.
not,
I'm
in
sorry,
the,
Strickland.
not in the principal's
No.
office.
I like how
yeah.
you get to see.
That's what I mean.
where all
Strickland's in the
pieces
room.
were, and they made it make sense with the first movie without throwing anything off.
They did.
yeah,
It was beautiful.
well, like when the Biff's goons are about to attack Marty on stage,
And they see him on the
Other
Back to the
Marty
Future-
cuts.
yeah. And the Back to the Future 2 Marty stops them by like dropping that rope of shit on them.
I love Michael J. Fox's delivery when he opens the almanac and discovers it's the porn magazine. Ooh la
He's
la! Ooh la la!
I
love
But it actually does it makes sense because the way Strickland takes the magazine
His
from him, that's
porn.
the way he's looking at.
Yeah.
He's like he's
Yes.
like he says the statistics things or whatever, and
Strickland's in
Sure,
his
was a line
office getting hammered.
oh
looking
yeah,
at porn.
Strickland's like looking at it. He's like excited.
I mean, you realize he's a man and an adult, right?
The fucking people that confiscated shit when we went to school never checked it out.
If anything,
I know.
if anything in the past decade has taught us is teachers have sexual desires as well.
And Mike, not only do teachers have sexual desires, there's a whole genre of porn based on that.
Dude, there's a whole genre of porn dedicated to a lot of things that
What's
shouldn't
wrong with
exist.
teachers?
What's wrong with teachers?
Didn't you ever hear the fucking the Van Halen song "Hot for Teacher"? Come on. I brought my pencil.
It's in one of my
10.
favorite football movies.
give it a 10.
Yes, thank you.
I give her a 10. I give her a 10. Will you go to prom with me? Oh my God, student, my hand's stuck in this desk. Can you help me? We all know where that goes.
That's a new genre of porn. That's weird. People just getting stuck randomly in places they wouldn't get stuck in.
And their hands like
I'm
aren't
so
even
stuck
stuck.
in this dry.
No.
I'm stuck in this
The guy just-
doorway. Help me.
The
My
guy just
hand's stuck in this garbage disposal. Well, here, let me
Idle
turn it on
hands.
for you.
the guy just bangs
Oh,
it
wait.
out. The guy just bangs it out, and then he's like, hey, if you just turn your hand.
That's a very dark site you're visiting there, buddy.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Corey, I thought this was weird, but that's the new direction they're going for Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
You see that garbage disposal scene?
Yeah, her hand gets stuck in there and Michael fucks her.
That goes for the whole hand stuck market. It goes for the brother sister thing.
Oh my god.
Think about it. That Halloween Ends has everything.
Between so with all of the interchanging like scenes and shit, like what you guys have to have a favorite, like how they like fucking maneuvered everything.
It's the entire scene when the dude thinks he picks pockets Biff. And he's like, I think he just took your wallet. He just took your wallet. And then he sees Marty again, and he gets confused, but then decks him. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck,
Yeah,
you know
that's
what?
great.
I'm drunk. Fuck. I think that's the best part of it. I think he took your wallet. That guy just took that dude's
guy's whole
wallet.
fucking-
That was the worst actor in all three movies.
Oh, he was terrible.
Yes. Yeah, that guy was not good. Shout out to you, whoever you
Unsung
are.
hero
unsung
of
not
bad
hero.
acting that gets into good movies and gets lines somehow.
Oh, all right.
I'm not going to say movies have gotten better because I think I'm one of those old people like they don't make movies like they used to. But no question, a lot of actors have gotten better.
Oh, acting overall has gotten way
Yeah,
better.
and it's more
Yeah.
difficult now because they got to fake a lot of it.
People really immerse themselves in the characters way more now.
Yeah, back then all the background characters were just like if you look at them like what the fuck are
And
they
they
doing?
all looked like high school.
Oddly
students, too.
enough,
Yeah.
oddly enough, I think with this current rewatch of these movies,
I think the acting is top tier in these movies.
I just oddly
Yeah.
enough, I never really thought about it too much, but I think this is probably one of my, if not my favorite trilogies. that
Yeah,
exist.
the acting's great like
Oh, yeah.
from all the main characters. Even Crispin Glover being a weird fuck that he is, he does great with it.
Like at the end of one when he's actually like cool and like Biff tries like, now Biff, don't scam me. Yeah, you're right. I'm just putting the third coat on
Yeah.
now, Mr.
Yeah.
McFly.
Hey,
Biff's-
just
Biff
so you
steals
guys
his
know,
shit.
Crispin Glover and Michael J. Fox have been in two movies together.
You said this earlier.
What else were they in?
yeah.
Did he say it on the podcast?
We weren't
Go
recording
ahead.
then.
No, you didn't finish the thought.
No, we weren't. No, we weren't.
It's
I
okay.
don't remember Mike
When
saying
you
it.
edit it, you'll see it.
No, because Adrian said save it for. No,
I think I did say save it
your
for the
mom,
podcast.
who you're
Yeah.
trying to fuck. Abe.
That you got them big old movies.
Mike, say your thing.
anyway, yeah. So if you go all the way back to our very first episode that we ever recorded, that was actually released to the public. There was a really awful movie called High School USA with Michael J. Fox and Crispin Glover.
God damn it. Oh, Crispin Glover was in that as well.
Yes. And he's just as awkward as he is as George McFly in the first
Well,
movie.
Crispin Glover's awkward and everything, yeah.
He's awkward in real life.
Well,
Yeah.
did you see how fucking awkward he was in that first Charlie's Angels movie?
He's
What
just,
movie?
nobody saw that movie.
Wait, the one with
No,
the
but I
one
did see
with
that.
Bernie Mac,
The one with Drew Barrymore.
Bill Murray was Boswell.
Bosco.
Yeah.
in
but-
the first one.
It's Bosco.
But, yeah, no, Crispin
Yes.
Glover.
Is it?
Crispin
Whatever.
Glover is. He's one of the weirdest fucks that just have ever decided to be an actor.
When I learned about
He's just
the whole,
a weird dude.
When I learned about the
Bosco
whole,
is
like, well, a lot
Charlie's
of
Angels
actors are
isn't
weird as fuck.
Bosco.
I thought it was
it's
Boswell.
Bosco.
That's the kicker for the Pittsburgh
Bosco
Steelers.
is in Dukes of Hazzard.
No, that's Roscoe.
No, that's
Our
last.
That's a
fucking
chicken and
podcast,
waffle place.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's chicken and waffles.
that's Cusco. Get it right.
It's Bosley.
We were all
fuck,
wrong.
we're all wrong.
Fucking-
You were all wrong. I love it.
Yeah,
That's
you
why I
knew
didn't
you
throw out
were
a
an
guess.
idiot,
I'm
so you
like,
didn't even
nope.
try. Anyway,
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
so like Back to the
Oh,
Future, they
shit.
intertwine like with one beautifully. It's done really well. The whole like sequence with him, like, and then he makes the joke. He's like, "Are you kidding me? If I tried, I forget what Biff's driving. He would have cut through me like a tin can." Like the DeLorean, they kind of make fun of the DeLorean at that point. But then
Yeah.
like it's flying. It has the stupid flag on it. Gets struck by lightning. Gets sent to 1885. Right. Western Union man pulls up, and I love this part. Are you Marty McFly? And you think something bad's about to happen. He's like, "Oh no, I'm from Western Union. We had no idea if you'd be here or not. We've had this letter for the last 75 years or
70 years.
And I love their like.
I guess I lost my
we
money.
had bets whether or not you actually would be here.
I guess I lost. Yeah. Yeah, because the guy comes up so ominous, like, what the fuck is? And like, are they introducing like another like bad character into the series? Or
What is
he's
this?
like, no, I'm for
mean?
Western Union.
The dog's alive. He's in the Old West, but he's alive. Okay, kid. And that's when he drove away and became an anti-drug advocate. Oh, wait, that wasn't in the movie.
and then he runs and then he runs back to the 1955.
No, then the
dock.
Western Union guy goes back to Western Union and lies, so he gets his money and wins the bet. Prove me wrong,
right?
Lord.
Yeah, that's
what'd you do with the letter?
He wasn't there.
Well, I threw it away. Obviously, the guy doesn't exist.
Yeah, why would you even? Yeah, and there's a couple references. What is it? The first or second one where Doc Brown talks about like the Old West is his favorite time in history.
I think that's the second one.
And in this movie, he like most of the time he's wearing that shirt with like
that's
trains and
the
horses on it.
They do a lot of
He has that shirt
foreshadowing.
with the trains and horses.
Is
Yeah,
it-
when he
well,
takes
yeah.
him to the
Oh, is
range
it?
where he
Yeah,
does the.
but they do a lot of.
Oh, okay.
Adrian, I think they purposely did a lot of foreshadowing in the second movie for the third one because they literally
They
were
didn't
recording
exactly
them at
do
the same time.
foreshadowing.
Or
He
filming
read the
them.
letter
They were, like,
and it
back.
said, "Marty, I'm alive and well in the year 1885. Don't come look for me."
No. But Adrian's remark about him saying that he
Literally
loved the
spelled it
Old
out.
West. He does mention loving the Old West in the second movie.
Simple time.
Yeah, I knew that
because
was
a
the
book.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
they did that. The Wild Gunman thing, like they
Yeah.
knew what they were doing with those.
Yeah, and Michael J. Fox. The whole reason they say the whole reason they like did those Western themes for the third one is because Michael J. Fox says he thinks it would be fun to film a Western.
Well, fun fact: did you know that Christopher Lloyd wanted to do a fourth movie where him and Marty go back to ancient Rome?
Really?
Yep.
So it's like starting to turn into the Assassin's Creed games.
I was just gonna say
Ubisoft
that.
has never had an original idea, so they had to get it from somewhere.
Right?
Christopher Lloyd said he has always wanted to do one more movie where him and Marty go back in time to ancient Rome. I'm spitting out all sorts of fun facts.
No,
Who are
it's-
yours, Adrian?
No, so me personally, my unpopular opinion is I actually, on my rewatch, I prefer Back to the Future 3 over Part 2.
Oh
I
shit!
also
I
like 3
hold
more
them
than 2.
about
Do you?
equal, with the
Yes.
first being above.
About equal.
First is a masterpiece.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well,
It's-
first is my
The
favorite.
first is a couple
S-
tiers
it's
above.
S tier.
To me, they're just.
And that's- so
love
do
all
I.
three of them. But I don't think I could actually pick one over the other.
It's okay, Mike. We know that you'll change your opinion later, and then you'll tell it to us. So it's okay.
Mike's going to come back in a week and be like, actually, the animated series is my favorite.
I love that.
I will
his
say.
inclusion
I will
in the
say.
story.
There's obviously. I will say that there's an obvious reason that a lot of acting schools use the first Back to the Future
I didn't
script
even
as
know
like the
that.
gold standard.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. They say that no wasted scenes, no wasted moments.
Everything they
perfect
show you
three
is
act
used.
structure. Yeah, exactly.
I would say that the first one is probably I mean, it's easily the best one, but I enjoy all three of them so much that I don't
Like it.
have a favorite between the three.
I've met people that share my unpopular opinion, like apparently Corey has, but I don't know if I've ever met anybody,
No
that
one
said,
says
at least
3 is
personally,
the-
that
yeah.
said that the
I mean,
first
it's
one
just too
isn't their
good.
favorite.
And it laid the fucking.
It's too good.
It laid the fucking road because they needed roads still.
This is what I'll say. You still need roads. This is what I'll say after a decade plus of not watching these. Back to the Future is now probably a movie that I'll go back and visit much more often. The other two, I don't know
But
if I will every
you were
time.
reminded that it was a lot stronger than you were clearly thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know what? You'd be completely okay doing that because they never intended to make one or
I'm
two.
not
Exactly.
I'm not 100%
The entire
sure
trilogy
I
is strong.
Really believe that statement. I know that they say that, but
they actually.
I'm just not sure I believe
said that.
Like, it's just too... It connects way too cleanly. But, hey, maybe they did. Maybe they did.
Oh, I thought you were going to say maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Maybe they did, maybe they did.
Those are the two choices.
Yeah.
I love how these movies just literally pick up exactly where they left off. There's no... there's no exposition.
Yeah.
There's no
2 and 3. I love it.
This happened, blah, blah, blah. It's just, boom, picks right up as if it's one cohesive movie.
Yeah.
It's like one week of their life.
Cohesive,
Yeah,
one
this
long movie.
trilogy,
It's-
yes.
It's like 100 years, but simultaneously.
Which is
one
kind of
week
hard to
life.
believe because Michael J. Fox does look a lot older in those 5
I
years
thought
from
it was
the first
6.
movie to the third movie.
Not that would make a huge difference.
Well,
but-
didn't the first one... No, did the first one come out in 84?
85,
yeah,
89,
the
90.
biggest. I
Yeah.
thut it was 91. Okay, so
No,
2
it
and
was
3
90.
were that close together.
Yeah, it came out literally... it
That's
came
because
out a month
Family
before my
Ties was
birthday.
over. Okay, so they were
Yeah.
able to just
Well, in that,
bust
and
them
like
out.
like I said, they filmed
yeah,
they
were
filmed
able
2
to
and
just
3 at
bust
the
them
same
out.
time.
Ladies and gentlemen, he literally meant his birthday, not his birthday.
Yeah, his actual day of birth.
It came out on your birthday.
A month before.
No, a month before my
Man.
birthday. Like the day I was born, like a month
That-
before the day
I
I
was
born.
4 years
I
old.
was born a year old.
So
I was born in 1990.
We're actually here today to celebrate, what is it, 137 years and 2 weeks since Doc Brown got shot.
by Buford Mad Dog Tannen. Never
It was on
forget.
September 7th, 1985. Never
that was
forget.
that was something that I noticed when I was finishing Back to the Future 3 tonight before we jumped on here. Was like, Michael J. Fox looks so much older in this movie than he does in the first one, and these events are probably all happened within like a couple days.
Yes, but Mike, all the shit he went through, that'll age you.
I mean, that's fair. You get a base bat swung at
Corey
you, 2
is a time
shotguns.
traveler.
Plus, they
Make be
you fuck your mom
Twice.
twice.
they never told you in those movies if time travel puts such a strain on your body that you're actually aging.
That's
I mean,
also
look at
true.
Christopher
You know what?
Lloyd.
fuck me. You're right.
Yeah, Mike.
Christopher
Mike,
Lloyd aged
Mike, what
30
you didn't
years
know
between scenes.
is when two people.
Exactly. He used to look like Michael J. Fox, and now he looks like Christopher
You're
Lloyd.
really holding on to that one, aren't you?
Well, that's actually because he actually is Michael
I'm gonna
J.
kill
Fox.
you both
That's
in your
right.
sleep. Oh, I'm sorry. That was just an inside thought that I shared.
When two parents have a kid and they say like, "Wow, he looks just like his dad." If you fuck your mom, you can actually age up and look like your dad. That's why Michael J. Fox looks so much older.
Oh.
Great Scott! Don't fuck your mom, Marty. But she's really hot,
Let me
Doc.
say, well, I know, because I'm you, I guess.
Ooh la la!
So-
Ooh la la!
So did Marty actually fuck her, and that's why he looks like him?
No,
Did,
he looks like George.
also, did Marty
I think that's what it is.
did Marty have the hots for Maggie then
That's
as well?
her
Since
name,
it's
Maggie
the same
McFly.
actress, same person.
They were so good about of using the same actors to like do these different.
Yeah. Do you know what the failed logic in that though is that there's no way that Maggie McFly would look like his mom because it's not
They
the
were
same
Clan
family.
McFly, and she had super red hair. Lorraine didn't
But
have super red
Lorraine-
hair. Lorraine Bates.
But Lorraine was
Baines,
Lorraine
yeah,
Baines.
not Bates. My bad. I went to a different series,
not
guys.
McFly.
I'm sorry.
So why does Maggie McFly
Why
look
not?
like Lorraine Baines? Because they just were lazy about
because
that.
they've always been an incest family.
Didn't you know
Exactly.
the Baines and
Oh!
the
This
Baines
is
and
a-
McFlys are cousins? You idiot.
You know
If
what?
you watch,
you
if you watch The Hills Have Eyes, The Hills Have Eyes, and then Back to the Future 1, 2, 3.
If you watch The
then
Hills Have Eyes, Back
2,
to the
it
Future
all
1,
connects.
A House of 1,000
You got
Corpses,
this.
then Back to the Future 2,
You know what?
you'd understand, Mike. Last House on the Left. No, don't watch that movie.
everything creepy.
Anyway. Your movie's fucked.
No, do not watch that movie.
Everything creepy we said about Lorraine in the first movie, wanting to fuck her son, I throw it out the window. Clearly, it just makes sense.
See, it's all I
Now
know
that you
now.
framed it in that perfect, logical way.
Like fucking Charlie
Yeah,
Day over
Pepe
here, just connecting
Sylvia.
the dots.
The Baines and the fucking McFly. Clan McFly, Clan Bane.
I
And then
do,
he was like, McFly, you think your mother is your ally.
Not only do the Baines and McFlys exist, they've been waiting for their mail for weeks.
Yeah, that's right.
Come in your lifetime. I will I've been worried.
I got veins everywhere, Mac. Veins. Carol.
We really got off topic.
No, I do love the through line in all these movies that every time Marty comes to like one of their houses, they're always like, he's a strange young man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maggie did not like him at all.
No, Maggie did not like him. Seamus like wanted to help him out.
It's because he felt like his future might be riding on it.
Just
That's very well done.
just think if one of us went back and talked to our parents in the 80s wearing an Apple Watch. How fucking weird we'd be.
I love when he's in the saloon.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
One of Buford's
Nikkei.
guys are like, what kind of moccasins are those?
Nikkei?
Oh yeah, he's got like the
He's wearing his
pink-
goddamn
the pink
Nike
tassels
shoes.
shirt and stuff.
Yeah.
What kind of dumb
They all
name is
make-
that for a cowboy? Clint Eastwood?
They all make fun of him when he walks in.
Calvin Klein, Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
that's so good. Eastwood.
I love Seamus in this movie though. Like the little bit that he gets. You can sleep
Yeah.
in the barn. The pigs
and
never seem to complain.
I love Shame.
Also, that's played by Michael J.
And
Fox.
I love how Seamus is the one that like convinces him that.
Really, I just couldn't tell.
Christopher Lloyd.
Well,
Did you notice the height
did you
difference?
also did you notice did you notice when Seamus mentions his brother Martin? He mentions his brother Martin, who was a
Mikey.
lot like Marty
Yeah,
in the
pride.
aspect of like he was too
Prideful.
prideful.
Yeah.
If somebody called him yellow, he would.
Which is
he's
what
like-
changed Marty's
so
life.
I think when he told that story is what.
That's
Yeah,
why he doesn't
it
get
changes
shot and
Marty,
killed
yep.
by Mad Dog.
And why he doesn't get in that car wreck at the end.
Yeah.
Perhaps Marty's a family name since his brother's name is Martin.
Yeah. And then his mom, who he fucked, she's like,
what
Marty, that's a nice name. George is like, what do you mean by that? It's a nice name, George. What the fuck?
But still names her
Dave.
first. Still names her first.
Still names his firstborn son Dave.
As someone who has always been into westerns and like cowboys and Indians and stuff like that,
G-Paw.
this third movie, I fucking love this third movie so much.
In our movie episode, I said I don't like the third one. And
Yeah.
Doug called me out. He's like, what don't you like about the third one? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I haven't watched it in 10 years. And I was like, hey, I like this movie.
Everybody talks shit on the
It's
third movie,
really-
and I've
it's well done.
I've always liked it, and I'm just like, what's
I don't
wrong?
get it either.
The
No.
writing's just as good. The jokes
The
are
same
just
way
as
that-
strong. The characters are just as
I think the emotional moments are probably
Yeah.
the best in this one. And
Plus, Doc finally finds love. You can't hate that.
Claire Clayton. That's funny. Like this used to be called Clayton Ravine because of the school teacher that fell over it and died. What? And then the look on Doc's face.
Doc's like, shit, we fucked up again.
and then when they get back to the future on the train, isn't it like McFly now?
Yeah, Eastwood Ravine.
Oh, that's what I meant. Eastwood Ravine.
Because
Yeah, and clearly Clint Eastwood got his idea for his name for all his characters from Back to the Future 3 that came out well after
Yeah.
most of his early.
If there's one thing I learned about Doc Brown in the third movie, other than he has a soft side, which is nice,
But he
that dude
fucks.
is a pussy when it comes to drinking alcohol.
Yeah, he is.
But he fucks. He fucks the mom from Step Brothers.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is the
I swear to
same.
God.
40-year-old virgin, you didn't get carpet.
I swear to God, Mom, if Doc gets in my face, Mom, I'll knock his ass out. Great Scott, Brennan, get a job.
these movies are all connected.
Mary Steenburgen.
Okay, that's one hell of a name.
Yeah. Mary's steam engine.
Mary
It runs on steam,
I
Marty.
heard steam version, and I was like, "What's that even mean?"
I'm a steam virgin. I have never shot steam up my ass.
I understand that this is a sci-fi trilogy,
Yeah,
but the fact that
no, it's high
you know,
fantasy. Might get it right. Did you see all the
It-
smoke coming out of that train? at the end?
It says sci-fi right here. Anyway, the fact forgetting that it's a sci-fi film, when he says it's powered by steam, and then you see all the shit that's on it, there ain't no fucking way it's all powered by steam because those fucking little like jets on the back aren't fucking steam powered.
Hey, he made a refrigerator to make ice that was the size of a house in 1885.
He did.
Are
Iced
you
tea?
Are you saying he couldn't make that same train in 1885?
I forgot that Dr. Emmett Brown is the most genius man to ever live.
By the end of 3, he's no longer disgraced. He's just a nuclear physicist.
Just a nuclear physicist.
who's still friends with a teenage boy.
And the train at
And
the end.
doesn't the article
train-
change to won a Nobel Prize or something?
yeah, he
Yes,
is
yeah.
honored. Like
Honored.
yeah,
that's
instead
right.
of is like locked
Yeah.
up, he's given an honor, like an award or something.
And the train's a beautiful like little cap end because it's like it gives you all three movies. It gives you the time machine aspect, it gives you like the flying, and it gives you the train.
Yeah. Oh
You know?
man, like when I was a kid, I wanted a movie with that train, a 4 with that train so bad. But as an
Yeah,
adult,
see-
I'm so happy with it being done forever the way it is.
I am happy that it was a trilogy. But yeah, when I was younger, I definitely wanted a fourth.
Oh,
movie with
I
that
waited for years, but now that I'm older, I appreciate that
And-
it's
yeah, it
never
didn't
being
need one.
remade. I appreciate Zemeckis' stand on that.
I would accept an extremely realistic like video game after the train part.
It's not being remade.
You can't
no
say
video
that,
game like
hold on,
based
no.
off after that happened.
I'd be fine with that.
Well, one of the fun facts I had said the rights to the film and its sequels are owned by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale.
Uh-huh.
And in 2015, during an interview, Zemeckis maintained that no reboot or remake of the film would be authorized during his or Gale's lifetime.
Yeah.
Does not mean that it'll
No.
ever
There,
happen.
there's more to that. And when he dies, his rights to the film are going to be given to his children, and they have already gone on record saying that they were going to honor his father's wishes to never allow a reboot.
They say that now. Their father's alive.
They're rich.
All it takes is
They're inheriting money, bro.
all it takes is for Disney to be like, "We'll buy you out."
They don't need to. They already have money.
I'm sorry, but you can't prove the kids would honor that just because they said that.
I think
Yeah,
they
you
will.
know,
Everybody has their price, and
That's fair.
they could be bought.
I trust them. I'm more optimistic than you.
I
assholes.
want to trust them
Disney
that they
just
wouldn't
throw
do that.
money at anything.
But a video game based on adventures later wouldn't be a remake or reboot.
Corey, I agree. I think a video game would be really cool. Like adding to the adventures. Because they do-
I played the Telltale.
Telltale.
They were
Back to the
okay.
Future games.
There was some
They
of the
were okay.
weaker Telltale games, honestly, but
Oh yeah, definitely. Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead were the best ones.
They leave the third movie open
on purpose.
for you to have
do.
for you to be able to like visit like Doc Brown's adventures, like if they were to ever go on.
Not just that though, but they leave it open with that whole ending monologue about how your future isn't set in stone
Yeah.
and it isn't already decided. It's just beautiful.
That's right. Oh, that's a great line.
Why is this a race? Because the future isn't already decided. The future is what you make
Because
of it.
your future isn't.
So make it a
written.
good one.
So make it a good one. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's a great line.
But
But no, until Disney buys them out and they're like, "Hey, let's put Thor in Back to the Future. It'll be an Easter
Fucking
egg."
finally.
Corey's like, "I'm all for that."
That's
No.
actually the lightning. That's actually the lightning that
Oh
strikes the
my
clock tower.
God. They were
They could retcon the Avengers.
they were
into-
simply known as Love
You know,
and Thunder
you guys,
and Marty.
You guys are really
and
making
Doc.
me not want to watch this movie about a guy fucking his mom now.
Listen,
you know that, right?
but can I?
I thought I
You
said
guys
it.
all said what your favorite Back to the Future movie is. Can I tell you mine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty.
I hate you. I hate you, Corey.
We were supposed to do that tonight, but Corey, you decided to change it and do Back to the Future instead.
How did you know?
Do, 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 do.
I don't really want to talk about it. I don't want to mess anything up in my future. So
Ironically, the town that they filmed Back to the Future 3 in, it was destroyed by lightning in 1996.
oh my god,
Really?
Yeah. It just
Bro.
got devastated.
Bro. Robert Zemeckis is a time traveler.
I told you guys.
Do you think that he and is it Matt Groener
Groaning.
time traveled together?
Matt
Matt
Groening?
Groening?
Yeah, Groening. Yeah,
See, Matt Groening obviously is a time traveler. We know that. I think he just
Yes.
gave the answers to Robert Zemeckis one day because he was like,
Yeah.
you know what? These got to get made, yo. And he handed
he's
him
like,
a script.
I need somebody to do this in a more serious way.
No, he handed him a script and said, "You have to. It's your job to make this movie."
Yeah, he said, "Do this more seriously." And said, "Ooh la la." He said, "God damn it, Robert."
That was a good callback. And he just throws, "No, put this in your. Get a safe. Of course you don't have a safe. Get a safe."
Yeah, of course you don't have a
And
safe.
one
Get a
day,
safe.
some wild-eyed scientist or a young boy will come asking about it.
I wanted to say real quick, you know what I hated about that? When he's proving that the almanac is right? The situation he's explaining on the radio, the team is down 2 points in field goal range. He's like, the team's going to win 19-17. And they're like, in the final, 19-17 after the made field goal. And Biff's like, whoa.
Well-
he just hit a field goal.
To be fair, they
Well-
the announcer was like, "This game is already over, folks."
Yeah.
Didn't you see?
Yeah,
him?
but
He said
he's-
it's over.
But it was 4th and 11.
Hold
Like
on,
they were in
hold
field
on.
range.
Yeah, but this guy
Adrian-
knew how to. The guy knew how to start his car, which nobody
Yep.
knew how to start the car
That's
but
true.
him.
No, I understand. I'm fine with the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was just pissed that was the part where he's like, "Whoa, it's real."
Yeah, it could have been a much bigger moment in sports.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It could have been like this. I bet you this guy intercepts this pass for 80 yards. In the
I was like,
lane.
I bet this
Interception!
guy intercepts the fucking. I mean, catches the kickoff and then runs the whole way.
Yeah, exactly.
As the entire stadium collapses. He
It's
should've
not like
called it
I'll,
out.
I'll bet you this guy makes a 26-yard
You're
field goal.
talking
and
about
they
Dark
win.
Knight.
Yes, I am.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yes,
Adrian,
I am.
I don't think he was fully convinced in that moment because you see him checking the book again when Marty's like following behind him on the
Okay.
Well, yeah,
house board,
I know that.
like
but the
checking
face,
the scores.
but the face he makes when old
Well,
Biff tells him that, he's like,
I think it was just because he was shocked because he said, "Didn't you just hear it, old man?" He says it's over.
No, Biff was an idiot. Also,
that's-
Biff
he-
was an
he-
idiot.
That's true.
Biff is an idiot, Savant.
Oh, Corey, and
He's
also
not
when
an
they're doing
idiot savant, Mike.
Corey, also
That's
when
not
they're
what
doing
that means.
Corey, when they're doing those recaps, Ohio State and Michigan both won. So there's that.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And
Michigan
college
blanketed their
sports are
opponents.
still meaningless. Anyway,
Michigan blankets their opponent 38-0.
No.
I wish I could understand why you guys give
No.
a fuck about fucking schools.
College football doesn't. do
Schools you
anything
never
for me.
went to.
How do you know I never went there?
Corey, do we want to get into a real discussion? Or
I'll get into a real discussion.
how's that Ohio State degree helping you at Wendy's?
I didn't say I graduated.
He also
Not-
didn't say he actually went to school there. He just said he's went there before.
No.
Yeah.
He asked me, how
didn't
do
say
I
school.
know you didn't go there? And I was like, do
Yeah,
we
I
really
bet
gotta
I
have-
went there.
He went there.
I just didn't go to school there.
Man, that's worse.
But
It doesn't matter.
That's creepy.
do you guys want to hear the funnest fun fact from Back to the Future 3?
Yes.
Fun is?
And Mike, you probably have this as well. Michael J. Fox, they actually hanged him and during that movie
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
and that was actually choking the shit out of him.
to the point where he passed out.
Yeah, that's why his face was red and purple.
Doc Brown's like, should I shoot this down or?
No, give it another
Thank God he
minute.
had that sniper rifle.
Give it another minute, Doc. Give it
No,
another minute.
look at his method acting. This
Yeah.
is amazing.
He didn't even need fucking dude that directed Pulp Fiction to come actually choke him out.
I could shoot the flea off a dog's back, Tannen.
And I got this pointed right at your head.
I love how badass Doc Brown is actually in the third movie.
Oh, hell
dude,
yeah.
He was built to be. What the fuck was that?
What?
What?
Okay, maybe I'm just hearing shit. I thought
Great-
Adrian's
great
mic
Scott.
fucked bad.
Oh, it fucks.
I thought it was
My mic fucks.
It was fucking someone's mom or something. Oh,
Well, if she had big old boobies.
Back
alternate
in
reality
time.
moms.
Back in time.
in time. Anyway,
No, but I love when Mad Dog. What the fuck? I keep forgetting his
Buford.
name.
Buford.
Mad Dog.
Tan.
Tan.
Yeah,
He hates the name.
I hate that name.
Mad Dog.
And I hate when Mad Dog's trying to call him out, and he's like, "I forfeit." And he looks over, like, "What is forfeit?" He's like, "That means you win without a fight. You can't do that."
Why
Hey,
not?
that just shows that every version of Biff has always been stupid, except for the old one from the future.
Oh no! Well, that's because he had a lifetime of disgrace.
Yeah,
Mike, you have to add to your YouTube video why Biff is just misunderstood.
Yeah.
Is Biff a bad guy, Mike? Because he's pretty problematic in all three of these movies when it comes to women.
His entire life, his entire bloodline is problematic.
Yeah, the bloodline.
Clan
first one-
Tannen.
The first one he's clearly
Clannon.
gonna.
We can just call him Clannon.
The first one he's
Tannen.
clearly gonna R-word Marty's mom. The second one he looks up the back of her dress.
It was
And
the 50s, okay?
That was fine.
That's why he's misunderstood.
yeah. Back in the 50s, it was okay for musicians to marry 14-year-olds.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, look at Drake is just
Well,
living it up in the 40s.
It depends how talented the musician is if they can get away with it or not.
yeah. Here's looking at you, Elvis.
Here's looking at you, Elvis. Oh.
Why the fuck are we talking shit on Elvis?
Part 3, you got the train sequence, really exciting at the end. You
That
got
was really cool.
You got Marty throwing the fucking frisbee, which is awesome.
Hey, Frisbee, rad.
Maggie's like, he's such an idiot, and Seamus is just like, it's right in front of him.
Frisbee, rad.
Yeah, and like you guys said, if you love the old Western type feel, this is a great movie.
Oh yeah, a lot of callbacks.
The same way I said Secret of the Ooze has the feel for me of Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 3 feels a lot like TMNT 3. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa.
I'm kidding.
Yo,
That movie
whoa.
sucks. That movie sucks.
Unironically, I love when they go to feudal Japan. Like
And that'll do it for all of us here at Culture Shock.
I'm pretty well versed in the Meiji era of Japan, so
Okay. So
I don't think I could learn enough about Japan to like that movie.
you just gotta
And I am a
watch. You just
huge
gotta watch
Turtles fan.
5,000 plus hours of anime. and
That
you'd understand.
movie's just
Yeah, no,
bad.
to enjoy one
Too
Ninja
much
Turtles
for me.
movie.
Slightly enjoy
It just
one.
It went from a 4 to a 5.5.
easy.
But I watched
6,
10,000
easy
hours
6.
of anime.
in Japanese while reading subtitles. So
I don't like the Turtles movie like Doug said I would, but I like anime now.
Yeah, exactly. So that's something.
I just noticed Corey's fucking
Yes,
name
it
is Twin
worked.
Pines Security.
You just noticed
Yeah.
that.
Twin Pines. Yeah.
I tried to make it
Alone Pine.
Doc, are you telling me? But it was too long.
Doc, are you telling me
Doc,
there's a
are you
chance?
telling me?
Oh, wait, whoa. When did Morty show up?
Doc, are you telling me there's a chance?
All right.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
So wait, guys, let me think.
Aw,
real quick.
I don't know.
jeez.
I got a few minutes for Batman and
geez,
Robin. What did Mike get a few minutes for that one episode? We gave him 5 minutes for something.
To just
I don't remember.
to just gush.
We didn't actually give him 5 minutes, so I shit all
Oh,
over.
right.
Yeah.
Doug, we're going to give you a few minutes now at the end of the episode. Tell us why Back to the
Good.
Future is your
Good,
all-time
because I was
favorite
going to
trilogy.
do that anyway.
Start now.
Basically,
And that's going to
Back
do it
to the
from all of us
Future.
here. at Culture Shock.
Baker Reviews. Check out Baker Reviews.
yeah. So basically, the reason I just like I have strong memories of watching this when I was as young as 4 years old. I remember vividly sitting in the living room while my mom was cutting my younger sister's hair, watching that
Oh,
train.
I'm glad you said hair. Holy shit.
I'm glad he finished that
I
sentence.
thought that was going somewhere else too.
No, I'm being real here.
He said hair, guys.
And
He said hair.
I watched that train fly off the end of the fucking thing, and my
Oh,
sister
yeah.
yells, "Fly, train, fly!" And I look over, I'm like, "Wrong one, Darce. Wrong one." And it just catapults into the ravine and it destroys. And it's just, I grew
Do you
up
know how
with
many
it.
takes? You know how many takes they fucking took on that fucking train blowing up?
Thanks, Mike, for interrupting my time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, guys, we're
Yeah,
not good at
Mike, because they didn't interrupt you this entire
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
wasn't
no,
actually
no.
sorry. That was sarcasm.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just gonna mute all three of you and do this.
I was going to say, we're not good at to give
Yeah.
the people a few
But
minutes
anyway,
at the end.
like I like memories like that, and then just growing up with it, and every year I was obsessed with it. I've always been obsessed with like this whole science thing and like the whole like time travel thing, and like what the movies made a young 4-year-old kid. They taught him that you can dream and be anything because the future isn't written in stone, and that's really it. Like I don't have to go into super details about the movies themselves. That's what it was. And
I'm noticing a
wait one
theme.
second.
Uh-huh.
I'd just like to thank you, Robert Zemeckis, for teaching a young kid that anything is possible and dreams can become real if you just go for it.
Beautiful.
So I'm noticing a theme. I'm noticing a theme. So Doug loves Back to the Future.
Uh-huh.
He loves The Flash,
Yeah.
and he loves Chrono Trigger,
Uh-huh.
And Rick and Morty.
And Rick and Morty.
and Rick and Morty.
And the
Also,
Matrix.
all-
And the
And Bill and,
Matrix.
and Bill and Ted.
Yeah. It's pretty excellent.
Hot Tub Time Machine, Avengers Endgame.
He's trying to connect the dots.
no, I already connected them. I just in the alternate timeline that Corey came back from, I actually got to finish my thought, but I don't get to it in this one.
No, not on this one.
Hey,
You're in the wrong
you
reality,
just
my
interrupted
friend.
me, so get over it. Shit, Lord. I'm jacked, bitch.
I interrupted you once over the 20,000 times you guys interrupted
Shut up,
me.
nerd. I'm jacked. I'm not going to say what I'm about to say. Never mind.
Fucking nerd.
Hey, I'm a nerd.
No, I was simply just saying that there's an obvious theme here that you really love the whole prospect of time travel and everything, because like that, all three of those main things there.
And at one point, I was going to go to college for physics.
Yeah, Doug is our resident science boy, so.
Doug Samsel, the science guy. Doug.
But to check out some of my stuff, I just put out a Toy Story ranking video. My next video I'm working on is Pearl, which is the prequel to X that came out earlier this year. I'm not going to give you my thoughts here. You can check it out when the review comes out. You can see all that plus my past content, future content on Baker Reviews on youtube.com.
/Baker Reviews.
Greedy.
Adrian, could you by chance say like X, you're going to give it to him?
Knock, knock,
Well-
open at the door. It's what?
Well, now, okay, well, Mike made a great joke. We'll just stick with Mike. I'm going to try to get some other reviews of in between, but obviously October belongs to mostly horror movies. I'll probably be ranking some franchises, maybe Scream, maybe Nightmare on Elm Street. Obviously, we're going to talk about Halloween Ends. Corey and I may even do a side episode of this, just us two, talking about Halloween Ends and our thoughts. Check all that out at Baker Reviews.
I'm looking forward to your 2 episodes in October.
Oh, that's a little much. 2? I just wanted to take a moment real quick to say this. We knew this was going to be Doug's episode, so I figured he'd be interrupting a lot, and he did not disappoint. We love you, Doug.
Hey,
Doug was
Mike got
very
me.
border.
Mike got
Huh?
me once. He got me once.
Mike got you once.
I got to give him that point.
Jeez, Mike, stop fucking interrupting.
Sorry. No, I'm not.
If you want to look for us on all the social medias, on Facebook, we're Culture Shock Podcast. On Instagram, we're Culture Shock 21. And on Twitter, where I'm mostly at. And we have just been followed by Sergeant Slaughter, which is
WWE Hall of Famer.
fucking love it. We are CS Podcast 21.
We've made
Please
it.
come there and hang out with me and talk about some stuff. I usually post some ridiculous shit that I want to talk to you all about.
Let us know what your favorite Back to the Future is. And
Yeah,
Like
please
Corey
let us.
Let us know what your favorite Back to the Future sequel is. unless the first one isn't your
Yeah.
favorite.
Let us know why you like Rick and Morty more, and I'll agree with you.
if any of you exist, let us know why Back to the Future 1 isn't your favorite Back to the Future.
I don't know that exists, but
Yeah.
there's got to be some kid out there that loves westerns so much that the third one is his favorite. So I'm sure
That could be.
And Mike,
I'm sure it exists.
do you have anything to add? Are you doing Twitch again or anything like that?
Yeah, why don't you guys come check me out at Mike and Nostalgia, where I don't fucking do anything at all.
I was excited for a second.
I know. I was listening.
I was like, hell yeah,
intently.
he's getting back into it. All right.
But you can go watch his like 7 videos. I think.
Mike, good thing
Actually, there's like one video of a test run that I tried
Mike,
to do. I
good
think
thing
that's
you
all it's
bought
there
that
now.
fucking $1,200 gaming PC. Gaming.
Hey, I still
desktop.
game on it.
That's fair.
I also have a $1,200 King PC I don't use for anything other than
Twitch,
gaming.
you son of a bitch.
I tried that once.
I do have one thing to add. I really do. This movie franchise, it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Mike, favorite trilogy of all time?
I think so. Really, honestly, I do.
There it is, folks.
My heart.
You just made Doug's heart all warm. See, Mike, if you would have said that at the beginning, he might not have interrupted you so much.
Oh
No, he would have.
I would have let you.
He said-
I would have let you
Oh,
say
no,
every
oh,
good
no.
thing.
Oh no, he would
Crispin.
have.
Christmas.
No, hey, Mike had his third best joke of all time in
He
this
did.
podcast today. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the show. If you're new here, why not give us 5 stars wherever you watch the podcast? Maybe leave a little review. Tell us what you think. Join us on Twitter, where Corey mentioned CS Podcast 21. Check out Adrian at Baker Reviews on YouTube. Check out Mike for no reason at all because he doesn't Twitch anymore. And from all of us at Culture Shock, thanks for listening. Whoa, Doc, that's heavy.